Can we stay awake? Watch it all fall, yeah, we watch it all break. How long till we all fade away? How deep are we gonna sink? Before we know it, we'll be losing our dreams. How deep before we all fade away? So where do we go? We're trying to
And here we are again for the semifinals match of Genshin Ranked Season 3. I'm one of your hosts, Cuddle and joined to me today I have Swuzzy and Lemmy from Balatro Gamblers and Touchgrass.
Hey guys!
Hello.
So, it's been a long road to get here, and we're still not even at the end of the road, but through this fundraiser and through this tournament, I think we've had some very interesting matches, wouldn't you say, guys?
The first semifinals match is up and coming, and
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's like this season has been such a blast to come across. We've had so many outstanding teams perform and go up against each other, and it's the results are showing.
Yeah, for sure. Especially at this point in the draft, or not draft, but this point in the tournament now too. We are pretty much down to the most developed teams in ranked. I think I would say, for sure.
Even 100%.
Finals was good too. Don't get me started. I think even just making it to the bracket stage, a lot of the teams that we had compete were still very high tier teams, and now we're just whittling away down to the top of the top right now, and now TST versus UWU. I think you guys agree with me here when I say this is a very, very contested matchup.
This is quite literally the battle of the titans. Oh
my
gosh.
Yeah, we're in the 8th week of playing, and seeing these two teams going this far, it's absolutely exciting to see what's going to go on today.
Because keep this in mind, right? At this point, I think there's members on both teams have been playing for over a year now, and they've just refined their Genshin Impact talent to the best that probably can be for tonight's match. That's why I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I in my opinion, this is one of the most anticipated matchups, in all time. And funnily enough, actually, this is a rematch from what I understand, because these two teams have fought each other before in a previous Swiss match prior to this. So it's I don't know, we'll see something different probably, right?
I think so too, yeah, because go ahead, Lemmy.
Yeah, well, in that match, they actually came really, really close. They went to the tiebreaker, and well, eventually TST got the win. But hey, in this rematch, they are bringing their A game, so
yeah, it's possible that we could see TST face their second loss in over a year. And at the same time, UWU just being as strong as they are, maybe they'll be able to rewrite the legacy that TST has left behind. So that's what kind of makes sense.
Who knows? Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, do we want to go ahead and take a look at the bracket just to catch everybody up on the storyline and see where we're at right now?
Let's do this.
Yeah. Anyways, so throughout the quarterfinals, we've seen two EU teams also face off in addition to the North American teams. Unfortunately, neither will be advancing, as TST and BLG were able to claim their spots in the semifinals. But yeah, we're basically closing out the season at this point. Only a few more days left until the matches are all done. I mean, today is the 18th of April, right? Grand finals are going to be on the 26th, with our third place match happening right before then. But depending on the outcome of this weekend, right? So however this week turns out, it's probably going to be a really great story to tell for everybody that's been here.
Yes, I am so excited for this. Oh my gosh. It's and it's not even just the TST versus UWU match. You have the whole TGT versus BLG match coming up, and depending on which of the two teams make it out, just sends a whole sends it home to the grand finales. Yeah.
Oh
my gosh.
The thing is that you have to keep in mind the amount of cohesion that you need to really make it up until this point is also really telling, right? Again, these teams have played together for so long. These members have all been so incredibly tight knit. It's gonna be very epic to see how this match finally ends.
Well, yeah.
But what are we doing this for exactly? I think that's something really cool we should also go ahead and share, because the whole reason that we've been doing this, doing these matches here, we've been wanting to have a fundraiser with the American Heart Association for a little while now, because actually one of the members on UWU, who's currently playing right now, as a matter of fact, which is why I think the timing is actually really excellent, his father underwent coronary artery bypass surgery and also had to have a valve replaced. Basically, what happened was that just over time, through his work as a nuclear engineer, he was just really stressed and didn't necessarily hold himself to the greatest habits when it came to taking care of his health. And it really caused a toll on his body later on as he went through things throughout life. But thankfully, he's been able to recover, underwent surgery since. And because of that, we like to have this season kind of be in honor of those who do need to have any sort of cardiac or cardiothoracic surgeries, or those who basically want to help promote heart health. I think preventative health and awareness is something that's extremely important. I mean, a lot of us, right? We're all students kind of like in our 20s, and we're not really like thinking so much about what it means to be healthy or stay healthy, because when you're young, you kind of don't feel these things. But it's kind of important to build a lot of like healthy, good habits even when you're starting from a young age, because in the long term, it really does help you. Even doing things like, what I make sure like I get at least like 15,000 steps a day. It used to be 10,000, but I've been bumping it up to 15,000 because of work as well. What do you do, Slezzy?
Oh, for me, like just in terms of like general health and like well-being, it's like, oh my gosh, like just general body stretches. Like every time I'm about to do something like, big, like doing a presentation, or I guess being out
Theatrics
there
too, right?
performing. Yeah. Holy crap! It's like, no, it's like all of this stuff kind of like shakes off my nerves. It's like especially for me, where it's like kind of develops my confidence quite a bit, like physically and like emotionally speaking. So it's like,
because it's important to like take care of both like your physical and mental health, because they are tied together, right? So being able to physically take care of yourself is going to be exceptionally important when it comes down to it. And I mean, what about you, Lenny? Like just throw out some ideas, make sure we can get some people like incorporated into the idea that you can both balance being semi-pro, being really good at a game, and also still being able to take care of yourself and focusing on the rest of life as well.
Well, just like in the name TGT, I go touch some grass, go out, have a walk, breathe some fresh air.
So
hey, it's nature. Nature is the best medicine.
And in a way, it really is too, right? Because again, when these kinds of things get mentally tied together, it's just like a really important thing when you're aware of, being able to go outside, get at least a breather or a break from the screen. And I think it really does, in the long run, really help you out for your long-term health. I think preventative medicine is something so exceptionally important, because being able to stay out of the hospital is probably the best thing you can do for your body. I'll tell you that much. Anyways, here, I'm going back to the bracket. What do you guys think the matchup is going to be like for today's match?
Dude, it's too close to tell. I cannot give an answer at the moment. It's like,
If you had to say
like,
someone was going to win.
what is it? Like, look. Because, like, on one hand, like, you have, like, just these, like, formidable accounts, like synergizing well enough with each other, right? And then they all have, like, precise team coordination, draft preparation, and just overall, like, gameplay execution that I think sets just a great send-off to, like, whatever the outcome is going to be of the match. So it's, like, I mean, look, TST, like, if we talk about it, right, they've been around for a very, very long time, and they've always been able to, like, perform, like, with exceeding expectations, like, from the get-go. And then you have UWU right here, who, again, like, have some very, like, old players, like, also from the get-go, just absolutely, like, working it out with each other and just having great teamwork, coordination. So it's like honestly, it's hard to tell. It's like
It really is.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna throw this out there just because I think it's possible. It's either UWU 4-3 or TST 4-3. I'm gonna
Wait, it's
bank on
BO2.
the-
It's up to 7.
Or yeah, up to 7
Yeah.
now, right? It could very well go into overtime for both sides, right? It
It
could be a
can.
7-6 UWU or 7-6 TST. I mean I could honestly be down for UWU 7-6 just because I think their roster diversity is slightly bigger than TST, so that'll enable them to encompass a lot more checks. That's my hot take. But again, if it really does come down to it, I think they can execute it for sure.
no, that's understandable, like 100%. Like, just looking at like account like values alone is like, yeah, like there's like certain like angles they can go for that UWU can definitely pull off because of the investments they have for certain characters, which we might be able to see for this match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, another
Exactly.
thing, it looks like chat wanted to bring out what is it? I think having one team win 7-5 versus 7-6. I think UWU's gonna try and stay out of overtime as much as they can. I feel like Drake's gonna come up for TST quite a bit, but I think if UWU really wants to win, they're really gonna have to make sure they win early, or like at least they win during standard time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, and then looking over here at the character stats, like, oh my gosh, so many matches and games being played for like those characters. Like, holy crap. So
Yeah,
many of them like
Wow.
nearing their 20s, like 20 matches like being played for like their characters. It's like holy crap.
It's
almost
a
like
lot
there's-
of a lot of experience. Like that's just the best thing you can describe, right? Again, over a year of practice, that's you basically this. 81% on Farina, 88% on Kazo, 87% Hutao. Like these numbers don't come easy, man. You actually have to put in a serious amount of effort trying to face off against other players. and-
literally like their signature characters. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
I know. These are their signatures. Like not even funny. They've had I think they have mastery roll on these two, if I'm not even mistaken. But yeah.
yeah, no, for sure.
Let's look over here at the other side on what is it? We can look over at what is it, UWU's side as well. And honestly, again, a lot of experience. I feel like Joman's not a linear one trick anymore. You remember talking about saying that he knows when not to pick Linny. I wonder if that's still gonna come out though again, because they have the opportunity to, right? Like again, the overall casual win rates are lower, but keep in mind that casual doesn't mean that you have a team. And this time they have a fully fledged team around themselves. So being able to play these really interesting characters, I mean, I think it's a very, very viable setup for UWU right here, even though their casual win rate might be on the lower end.
Of course.
I just
they have
noticed
Bodo out
that-
here, like
Well,
100%.
yeah.
Like 100%.
I just noticed that. What do you think of it? Oh,
It's like
well, I just noticed. Oh, sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, it's okay. Oh.
Actually, what were you gonna say, Levy? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well, I just noticed that all of their best in slots are really good Bennett teammates. You see Lenny, Aretino, and even Kinich. So
That's a great observation.
maybe we can see a Bennett ban from TST.
Yeah.
like maybe, like for sure. Like there are some staple character bands that I can imagine like being brought out.
Yeah,
in the draft outcome.
because like, we have to also like do coin flip too before we decide who's gonna start draft. But I mean, if I have the feeling like if UWU ends up getting T1, there could be a Bennett ban coming their way. But we'll have to see. Let's go on and do a little bit of our flip right here and see how this ends up.
See how it go.
I'm excited,
And-
man.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Oh my gosh, we are quite literally like about to witness like one of the biggest matches, like probably like in the history of ranked, I'd reckon. And all right, and it's looking like TST gets to pick the side of a coin as they're placed higher in the seed. So let's go ahead and see.
All right, here we go. Yeah, the sad thing, you know, like if you're in U's place, you definitely want that coin flip, but I think we would go ahead and what side did they call?
I believe they called for tails.
They called for okay. TST called for tails, and we'll go ahead and
Yep.
see what we get here.
And it's looking like we're about to see coin flip of what will decide for the first half of the draft that can determine the outcome of the match.
It's really funny that Rion's saying tails never fails, considering how much of a heads shiller she is.
No, oh my gosh! At this one time, like I don't know how it happened, but like this person won like the coin flips like 8 times in a row, and it was tails every time, and it's like holy crap.
Yeah, like the statistical improbability of it was so crazy. I remember.
Tails meta, man.
Tails meta.
Nerf tails.
Yeah, I think no. Isn't there a thing where like actually like so it's not all 50-50. Like apparently like the side is like slightly favored more to towards like the tail end because like there's more weight to it on one side. So it's looking like a 50 point. Yeah. Anyway, we're about to flip the coin. And
oh
here
shit!
we go.
It is tails. Okay.
And
fine.
it is tails.
Ooh.
Oh
What
my
does TST lock
goodness.
in?
It's looking like they're locking in team 2.
Ooh, so exactly that, right? Because now it looks like Oo's gonna end up being team 1, so that's what we're gonna have to look at. Maybe it's a strategic thing. This is like the first time that we've seen in like the best of 7 series. But yeah, as we move on over to the draft screen, you know, we can kind of take a look and see how they're going to map this out on their end. Right.
Yeah,
oh
100%.
dang, and they already started too.
Yeah. All right, here we go. What do we think? All right, first boss. That was set up.
I'm thinking
To start off the home match here.
A ton of checks though, because here's the thing, right? If you're UWU, you don't want to give TST all the DPS checks. I mean, like if they get their optimal teams, they can.
No, right from the get-go, a diabolical first boss pick. Holy crap!
That is gonna be.
They are setting the agenda right here.
Yeah. Oh, the forward off. We are getting another. Holy crap!
Oh, TST is bringing their A game. You see this?
They are
you don't see this
leveling.
a lot.
But like, okay, so already you have strong openers, right? Could be potentially aggressive. Narwhal, honestly, slightly passive. And again, you know, both teams are gonna be going into Narwhal with full ult.
Yeah.
But I think I think UWU might be trying to kill TST low key because for whatever reason, if you don't phase Narwhal correctly, which I mean TST doesn't have an issue with most of the time, but if you don't phase it correctly, you know, it does set you up for a pretty difficult second phase. And oh
Papilla.
boy.
Oh my goodness! All of these bosses have some like very, very tricky angles to approach from that can perhaps be solved by both teams just because like of their like the amount of characters they all have to cover.
Exactly.
I mean, like, you're thinking about like bosses that need a lot of like Papilla needs a lot of application or it needs to run Natlin. I'm thinking TST could probably set up for a Chaska later in the draft. Or maybe
Oh, this
at
is
the
looking
beginning.
very, very anti-Hydra coded. You have Narwhal and like Hydra Cube and like
Yeah, definitely to try and
pretty
prevent
sure-
was it Molani picks for sure. Yeah, see Hydro
Yeah,
boss
even
picks really
Swanee.
shutting out any Hydro DPS, shuts out Yolan Farina and
Oh
was it
my
Niblet
gosh.
Farina as well.
This reminds me. I recall back in the finals when I played when I was teaming with German. One of his strats included like going anti-Farina, specifically like anti-Hydra bosses, like also for the finals against TST. So he is bringing that strategy back again. It seems like. I believe this is the second time.
We are having a all green, all blue boss draft right here. All
Yeah,
of
you're
these bosses
right.
are really anti-Hydro and even anti-Molani. So
like aesthetically
Yeah.
pleasing bosses.
Oh, but immediately after
And
that,
it-
you know, they're knocking out pyro options, knocking out dendro options, so they're leaving that Hydro open. You know, it might be a very contested game at this point.
Yeah. These were very fast back-to-back like character bans as well. Like holy crap. They like TST immediately responded with the Nahida ban. They know what's up. They know like it was forte.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you're TST, you want to keep that C6 Nahida off, right? So I think it makes total and complete sense if they wanted to go with that for a ban.
Yeah, 100%. Like, same thing with TST, right? Like, you have, like, the, like, Arlecchino, like, being a huge threat, like, on, like, TST side, you know, with, like, Popsicles Arlecchino, or, like, just anyone's Arlecchino on TST side, that, like...
Yeah, just in
shuts it
general, like,
down.
Kyo's C2 Kazuha has just been a very effective staple for TST throughout this entire season, and honestly for the whole year. So I'm not surprised if, you know, they want to kind of even out the playing field a little bit. But that still leaves Chaska open for VV and ML if, like, TST wants to consider that. So we'll just have to see what they think.
Right now, basically the best teams leaving here are Pyro and Dendro teams. But we see, but the two best Pyro DPS as well as Nahida being banned out right here. So we gotta see what is cooking.
I mean, like, here's the thing, right? They knew Joe Man was probably going to have the Linea, and they didn't want to give that advantage. So, hey, all the power to them. I think it made perfect sense. Just a very generally good selection all around.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
The Bennett is still open. Let's see UWU's first pick. Will they go for the Bennett? And they go for with the Bennett.
They do.
Through with it. Oh man.
Oh man. I wonder what. I'm pretty sure TSC. I'm reading what like what did they have that's still open? They still have a Hu Tao open. They still have a Mav open as well. It's like,
yeah, I think here's the thing. TST is probably still gonna end up locking Popsicle Farina at least as a support. They're still gonna want to have that C2 Farina even if it's not the main DPS, because at least it's a damage buffer. Oh, so there's
and they first picked
there's
the GOAT Mobweaker.
Oh man.
All right.
Natlin shilling for sure, because Papilla is coming up, you know.
Yeah.
They take Mav Ganyu, you know, shut out the Pride early. But here's the thing, this is the team with Kanish. This is the team with high Kanish win rate.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know if TSC is gonna go for a steal later though. That's the thing, because honestly, ban and steal.
Yeah. I wonder how
well, on the other hand,
here is the question.
Farina and Chaska are open, so
that's true. That is true.
We might see them being picked here.
I think it's in UWU's best interest to honestly just steal the two supports that are remaining. Yeah, there's
they go for the Kinich. All right, we're going with this angle.
But I mean, yeah, you can't just leave Mav exposed like that. She's getting either Chaska or Farina as a teammate, which could be really devastating for UWU, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. And like we're looking at like other Kinish teammates, right? Like you still have Bennett, but like if they have Emily is the question to probably go forward with the Kinish, right? Because Lenny is banned, Arlecchino is now banned too, and I guess Rio is still open, just to like have a substitute cryo DPS, and they go forward with the Chaska.
Well, I guess it makes sense, right? You know, like given the
it makes sense, yeah.
The thing, they don't want to. They probably read that TST doesn't want to force themselves to play Farina Vape. You know, or what is it like? Farina Vape would be the worst option for TST.
I mean, Cuddles, you would know BLG's like main comp, like being like what Farina, Mav, Chaska. Like we've seen how devastating it could be.
Like it's one of those comps that's good just because it gets through draft. You know, like it slips through the cracks easily. And I definitely feel like that's going to be the case here. But then the real question is how TST is going to counterplay this. I mean, they have their pick 4, right? They still have a ban to use, maybe to set up something anti-Bennett. At this point in the draft, like it's just, I still think TST can wiggle their way out of the situation they're in right now.
I think they are probably aiming for perhaps Nuvolet or Yalan.
Yeah, so there's a burn melt shutout right there. Both Ganyu and Risley out of the way, so Bennett is going to be totally burn dependent at this point.
Sit Lolly is now open too for TSC to just grab right here and there and just leaving UWU no options. Although, you know, I mean, that's not the only cryo option they have left.
So Lolly, Farina, Mav would be an interesting setup. I don't know if TST had played that ever, or if they think that's going to be a functional option.
For sure. Oh man, this is the first time I believe we've ever seen Anka Vicious being drafted in this season as well, right?
Yeah, like, and there we go, insta-lock Yalan. I guess they did ultimately want to keep that vape on. Yeah, there's our Hydro Core right there, Mav to vape off of it. And effectively, you know, that secures their Papilla pick. Honestly, might secure Animo Cube as well. So it's just going to be a real question of how they're going to play the rest of the bosses. That's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah, oh my god. No, it's literally like on one hand you have Uwu with that comp like being good at those certain bosses, then you have TST having at that comp being good at these other certain bosses. It's gonna be quite close.
Now Uwu has to be careful here because now TST has the option to grab a Hu Tao. Well, now they still
not
did.
anymore.
But also Milani for the Drake knockoff. You know?
Oh man, yeah.
If they grab a Gualani, they have the possibility to win the Drake if it comes down to a 6-6.
Yeah, but that's true. That's right. They could be playing for intentional overtime, right? I can see the vision there.
Right. So just to clarify, in overtime, you get to pick any of the characters in that you drafted in those like 2 drafts.
Yeah,
like,
across across the 2
Wow.
drafts, it's like independent, right? But you can pick a team of 3. And there they go, locking in Ayaka to finally secure
Ayaka.
hopefully functional meta
Alright.
comp. I mean, if they want to play Burn Melt with Ayaka, I think that is the C6 Ayaka over there on Joman's playable account. So I think that's probably the angle they're gonna attack. But yeah,
all
Ayaka
things
definitely
considered,
getting through.
both teams have adapted really, like, incredibly well against these lineup of bosses. These are really rare bosses that, like, with the character bans that those characters are supposed to be good at, and they still manage to just adapt to different team comps, just, like, going to such lengths to, like, you know, going forward with, like Ayaka and, right here with the late Shallonen pick.
Late Shallonen is interesting. I haven't seen a lot of late picks, but here's the thing, right? I think at this level of gameplay, you actually start using your pick 4 and your 4-5 slot as part of your main draft now. Because I think it was really interesting, like, before when people would first play ranked, you know, they started to think that the team comp would pretty much be decided in the first 3 turns, right? But I think as people have been playing this game more, they realize, wait, we can leverage the bans to our side, you know. There's enough characters that we can probably force a second team out of our pick 4. And it's really interesting to see they have that Farina Yelan Korra that you can abuse with the Medwika, and now they have Farina Shallonen, if they even want to, on some of the more tough bosses.
Yeah. Sure.
And they instead go for Xiangling instead of a Mualani team.
I wonder if... Here's what I'm thinking, right? Like, what are we predicting for the team comps? Because honestly, like, TST just has the flexibility of, like, have, like, those team comps. Uwu also has, like the 2 Bennett carriers, like, Kinich, Chaska, like, even Ayaka to some extent, right?
Yeah.
So, like... Oh my goodness! And they go for it, Mizuki.
A very
Holy crap.
whimsical selection right there.
Oh my days! These legends!
And this wraps off the draft.
Yeah.
This wraps up the draft indeed. I believe that is a C6 Mizuki that they will hand over to like Kaizen or German, who is on the Kaizen account actually.
I'm just like really not sure where to go from here. Like this, I think Uwu slightly more suboptimal in terms of a straight DPS check than what is it, the Mavuika Farina Yelan. Like having a Hydro Core plus Mav on Farina buff, like that's already pretty insane. You know, you're guaranteed to have a good Mavuika with good damage.
Yeah.
You're vaping.
The thing is, because Uwu just has those like checks, like they have the Papilla characters as well, and they have like the characters dealing with Narwhal as well. That, you know, like while TST has those like Hydro Cores, right? It's like that's not going to be enough for like the Hydro Cube, the Swanee, you know, like not even Narwhal. So it's like,
yeah, it's like what
like,
the second
okay.
team is on TST is really like the part that I'm like trying to wrap my head around, because I mean I believe they have something, right? They wouldn't just mindless the Ganyu steal. I know that makes a lot of sense, but the thing is I don't know if that really messed up their main core team comp that much.
For sure. And it's looking like A player Popsicle and Puden are taking one for the team that they'll be playing on. And yeah, it's like everyone's just hopping on, getting ready, building their characters, readying their engines.
Predictions now that draft has in, like any predictions?
Oh my gosh, okay.
Ooh.
It really comes down to wit and just like just overall like whichever team like plays it well, right? I know Anchor Bishops takes a lot of like skill, and like it's a very hard boss to like actually like get a good time on, just because that boss just has so many moves that are quite, to be quite frank, like annoying to deal with.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, here's the thing with Anchor Bishops: there's a lot of positioning that you have to deal with and stamina management. Because believe it or not, you know, bosses like these that move around the map, they really do start putting a toll on the shorter characters or characters with slower move speeds. Because if you're, or like even melee characters, right? Because if you're not able to get yourself in the right position for these bosses, it can really cost you and your team setup time, and really can set you back if you're not able to be doing synchronized damage.
Yeah. Also, not to mention the gliding, like, you know, have to like just jump into the arena and like just glide, and like even that takes a little bit of stamina if you don't like plunge right away. It's like,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
so much like effort to like get put into this boss. Oh man, but these are the most like unique set of bosses I've ever seen though, like in a draft. Like, holy crap.
But it's really interesting, like looking at this, because I'm trying to still like piece together what they're running for their team. I don't know if they're actually considering playing Ganyu plus Farina.
Yeah, I wonder
Ganyu
if
Farina math is very interesting as a comp. I haven't seen that come out before. I'm
Well,
not denying
regardless-
the possibility, but it's just
yeah, I mean, regardless, it's mouth weaker, either vaping or melting the initial hit. If I wonder if they will coordinate it so math does end up like front loading that chunk of damage,
I mean, they have
right,
to.
for Swanee.
They're
Yeah.
TST, right? At this level, you have to.
Yeah, I have faith. Like, I'm like, in no way would I ever doubt anyone's like player skill to this, like when we're at this far like into the bracket, right? Like, it's gonna be such a wild match. Like, it really
Yeah.
is.
I mean, like we might as well watch them. I guess they are gonna practice Anchor Bishops, because I feel like Anchor Bishops again, like just one of those bosses that everybody's gonna need practice on.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
like, I reckon, yeah, like they're going right into Anchor Bishops right now, I think. Just testing out that Farina Math Ganyu comp as well.
It looks like A player's gonna be on double Pyro. It looks like Putin's sticking to the Ganyu, and
Yeah.
honestly,
Oh,
they might
they
know a
are
thing or two
at
about
pace.
AOE. Yeah.
Holy crap! All right.
Again, it's just knowing your characters well, knowing how to tackle these challenges together as a team is really important. I will say, Matt, what is it? I think Farina died in this instance. They're doing a little bit of practice. Yeah, Mav is down as well, and just
Yeah,
practicing doing a
Math
little
we
bit of a
could
reset.
died.
Yeah, let's go
Something
look
like
over
it.
at if we can, let's look over at UWU's side as well.
UWU's
We do wanna
side as
take like a
well.
little peek and see what these guys are up to.
Oh, and it looks like their prep time is over. All right. All right, into the ER domain.
Time flies.
So, it really does. Yeah, holy crap. So it's looking like it's going to be Kaizen on the Kinich and Bobo on the Bennett this time. I see.
Mm.
And I believe that is a C2 Hu Tao, actually, that German is playing.
I love Joe
Like-
Tao.
We love Joe Tao, indeed.
No, I think Joe Tao's a playable. Joe Tao's playable, man. I think he knows his stuff. I mean, he's played Hu Tao for quite a long time, so having that C2 Hu Tao on this new account, I think it's still functional. I think he definitely knows a thing or two. But I also
yeah.
like Miles Tao. I agree. I like Miles Tao, but I also like when Miles Tao plays the game. instead
Let's
of
go,
just
Miles
sitting in
mentioned.
Sure.
Yeah. I remember, what is it? Miles would be like, dude, nobody has ever died on my Hu. My Hu Tao has never had a death before when I play her. And then Popsicle walked into ranked during his first season and immediately died on Hu Tao. It was
Oh my
really funny.
gosh.
Popsicle had like a bit of a training arc throughout preseason, and then he became one of the most dominant players in the game.
Yeah, it just goes to show like the amount of like practice and like the training you've undergone to get to where you are now. Like,
Because like keep in mind, right? Like these people or these players have been like working so hard on specifically mastering the manual inputs of each of these characters and understanding how to coordinate and collaborate with the team. So you're having like very dedicated players at this game.
Yeah.
So even if you're starting off as someone who's like brand new to a character, like you don't know any of their mechanics, over time you're just kind of like absorb it basically, and you're gonna come to a realization.
yeah.
It's not clean things
And
up.
it's looking like, yeah, so they got their first round of their ER done. I think we're just going for a quick little roundup, you know, making sure everyone is fully locked and loaded, ready to bring out the times and compare test. And the first boss out of all the bosses being Narwhal is such a crazy, like, opener to the match. Right?
Because like how do you even like set pace on Narwhal? Like Kanish does Kanish work on Narwhal? Like I'm more concerned for him.
Well, they drafted him. He certainly does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon Chaska should be more consistent than Kinich here, right? Unless they have done some testing that we have not have any awareness of that I'm missing. It's like,
Perhaps we're
Because
about to be
it's
amazed.
like Narwhal moves so much that I feel like it doesn't line up with Kanish downtime at all. And I don't know if you can even get off like 4 cannons in one rotation, because
yeah,
it's just suboptimal.
no, just
with the
has no
timings.
window for Kinich. Yeah.
But we'll have to see. I mean, UWU drafted it for a reason, right? I mean, maybe it's because they were thinking Drake comps. They were thinking closer to that, and that's why. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
I'm
a
not
decently
sure.
fast like Kinich pick to be fair for like their first pick into Narwhal. So who knows?
Do you know? And do you guys
Who
remember if
knows?
what is it? If Narwhal has Hydro Res?
Yeah, it does. It has quite a fat chunk of Hydro Res.
Because now again I'm still thinking about like what TST is gonna do on their end again, because it's like weird windows. I mean, Ganyu
Well,
with Farina
Guardian
buff
has the
at range.
caveat of always just hitting the Narwhal like passively, and you just have Mavwika like nuking it.
Yeah. Which is honestly why Ganyu made sense, even besides the Bennett steal, right? So,
Yeah, that is a smart adaptability from their side. But we'll see as we get ready to get in. We're about to kickstart into the match. Holy crap!
any time predictions?
A good normal time is what, like 50 seconds, right? So
Yeah, I think sub 50 is like generally considered pretty good.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And the moment like they get swallowed by, like they get vacuumed by the narwhal, is like, oh no, that's gonna look rough. And yeah, we'll see. And it's looking like I think they are locking in with the Kinich, unless they're still in discussion for what to actually bring out.
I mean, I would be
for the
too
comp.
low key. I would, because like I'm looking at this and I'm like, Normal's not really a great start, even though we drafted it ourselves. You know, like you kind of just wonder what is the best outcome for them at this point.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to the ref like Lynn for taking up like for the job.
Yeah, our
Reffing with
refs
the
on field
kooky-
today are Lynn and Day. So shout out to both of them for helping us ref this match. And this is currently being produced by Wafer. So thank you all for your very serious dedication and time to make something like this work.
Yes, sir.
Looks like they're ready to start.
All
now,
right.
huh?
This is like the first time I've ever seen Kinich in action for like this league and like into this boss as well. In my
This is
opinion,
our
I'm pretty sure.
first Kanish Narwhal gameplay, because not many people can play Kanish. Not many people can play Narwhal.
Yeah, I mean we've seen how Kaizen can play Kinich as well. And
Yeah.
let's see.
I
Their
mean, like
opening
it's his time to showcase, right? That's basically what it is.
Show them what it's made of. And
Oh, they're
he sneaks
already
a cannon shot
attacking.
in right there.
I mean, hey, already threading the needle, right? Very,
And
very.
And I'm sure Kinich is on
Attuned to the
downtime right
detail.
now.
Here's the thing. I feel like during the next uptime phase, at least they'll have Aha come up right now, right? I think Kaizen could throw an ult here if he wanted to, and doesn't though. Decides to stick back and play a little more passive. So all in all.
All right, and here's some damage right down here against Norwell. Can he get 2 cannon shots?
Oh man, it
and
fires off into the
unfortunately-
distance, but doesn't connect. But here we go. This is the last damage phase. They really have to all in if they want to settle for a competitive time right here. Kanish, again, still on downtime, not using his ultimate. Sits a little passive on it. I think they're waiting for Bobo to throw down his ult so that Kanish can also dive in right now. But Hu Tao's already aggressed in. There's
here we
Bobo's
go.
ultimate. And this should be their
And
big
they do
damage
phase
phase.
Norwell. All right, that's
This should be it.
That's
If they
3.
can just close it out
we get
right
the
here with
4?
So
one
close.
cannon shot.
Oh
And
no!
they just barely edge it, but I think overall they should still close
They need
it out.
another
Generally
animation
competitive
here.
Time. Kaizen is
Yeah.
There is
very
the well
low on
plan.
health right now at this point. I wonder if they're gonna go
Oh
for a full
wow!
save. They might
reckon.
cut back on the little bit of the damage right here just to be absolutely sure. Again, Kaizen backing off for that safety. I think they're just gonna let Hu Tao and Kaizen's just gonna fire off one uncharged cannon shot, but there.
Yeah,
So that's a
Very
130.
very close to Kanish dying, but they managed to pull it through. And Bennett has ult for the next boss.
Yeah, I think at this point, you know, like having Aquila and keeping your ultimate is probably just the best move that they can do, especially for UWU. But here, as we move on over to TST's side, how they're also going to be able to compete is going
Alright,
to be another
time
another
to
interesting
beat.
story.
Is 129. Honestly, we'll see what they can do. I wonder what comp they're gonna lock in as well. If they'll indeed like lock in with the Mav like Ganyu Farina comp, or if they're gonna do something completely different actually. But who
I feel like the
knows?
Ganyu is just such a good safety at this point, you know? Like, I feel like there's no reason. Oh, they're not going to play Ganyu. Or they're not going to play the Mav comp. Or,
No,
what-
wait.
Never mind.
Okay, Shalonen.
Never
Shalonen
mind.
for buffer. I can understand that a little. They're going for basically what's a Shalonen melt style. Hopefully, they're going to be able to land that Mavwika ultimate twice during this boss. I have a feeling they're going to need to do it twice. Because I don't know if solo Ganyu can carry, but I don't know. We'll see if
I also
Kyuden
don't know
put
if he
his
can get
team on his back.
double scroll setup as well.
I think it's just Unga Bunga. Just go.
Just Unga Bunga, exactly.
Unless they're practiced.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. If TST practiced this boss, there's a very good chance they probably got into the rhythm of things.
I think with Shilonen batterying up Marika, I think Marika can just go ham.
Spam ults.
Shielded
Yep.
N2. Shielded N2.
Yeah, surely.
Burst after
see
burst,
if,
donut after
A
donut.
player- If A player is worthy of writing his own Shalonen mastery guide. Could be
We're seeing a
possible.
donut cake shop here.
Alright, and here we go. Opening up with the match. Let's see.
And as
Time
the
to beat.
narwhal comes out on the ground, there we go. There's our
129.
start. Goes for one crystallized, and I think they do end up getting the second one. I think that there's a crowd crystal there. On the ground as
Oh, the
well.
Malphite can
The
miss!
ultimate is not the start that
Oh,
Popsicle wants
no!
this. But I think it's still competitive. Again, time to beat still being 1 minute 30, but it's going to be a question of how Mav is going to concentrate that damage into this DPS window. And so far, I don't know, because
Ganyu
it
is
doesn't look like they're
concentrating.
phasing it at the same pace, though.
Ganyu is concentrating all of her icicle shards into the narwhal. Like, look at that. Like, so much. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Thank you,
A
Mavwika, for
big
managing to
chunk
land
of
an ultimate right
damage
there, because
going
that's
right
going to go
here.
ahead and set pace for sure. Oh, but they get
Oh.
transitioned!
They get Oh no!
Oh.
This is
Holy
not optimal for
crap.
TST at all, because now they're gonna have
They
to move into this next phase
Had a
a
fantastic
little bit
like-
behind, if only.
Although the Malphite missed the first initial burst, they had a fantastic pickup from the start. Unfortunately, it was not enough for the to get phased and transition into the next phase.
Yeah, they should be
Oh
able to
my
recover
goodness.
from this though. Keep in mind, look at how fast they're cutting this down. They might even
Just
though
do
they-
20
even though
seconds.
they're dual phase, there's still plenty of time left on the clock for them.
Oh wait,
That's it.
wait,
That is it
wait.
right there.
Please.
One Ganyu shot,
10
one Mav
seconds
hit,
left.
and that is going to be TST in the lead.
Oh my
From a
gosh.
little bit of a mistake right there.
Oh, what a start to the match! Holy crap!
Grab your popcorns. This is going to be a fun ride.
This
This
is
is
a
gonna
hot
be a
match right
big match. Oh, holy crap!
I'm putting TST
This is the
up
first boss.
1-0 off
And-
of this is kind of wild. And I wonder what Uwu's going to have to do to respond.
No, that was such a. We've never seen anything like that before, where it's looking like for sure, like we were thinking it was gonna be us. We didn't realize how squishy that like little minion was actually gonna be in the face, and it was enough for TST to make a comeback in that first boss right here.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? They
Wow.
knew they could still pressure it, even though they phased it into 40 seconds. Like, just having, I think it's like negative 55 total res rate, negative 36, negative 15 coming from Ganyu. So I think that really helped phase that second half right there. So they were able to keep a lot of cryo damage involved. But here we
Yeah.
go, anyways,
And
as
here they
Uwu
are
makes their
opening
descent
into
into the
Anchor
depths.
Bishops. Oh, they're already positioning themselves right at the start. They're gonna
Yeah,
But getting
no
hit
time
by the
wasted
balls.
whatsoever, and Kanisha's gonna go ahead and let it rip. Should be able to fire off one cannon shot if he can just find it. But again, I think I don't know if wait, I don't know if Kanisha is in the fight actually. I think they might have to.
Is
I think they are preparing for the next boss here.
Oh, that is
possibly,
true. It doesn't.
yeah.
It looks like they're very aware that their Kanisha setup might not be. It might not be optimal for them. Joe-Man taking quite a bit of damage. I mean, he needs to
Yeah.
absolutely
Oh,
get
that
out.
was close.
Surviving here.
Though.
Bobo managed to get out with his ultimate. Fortunately, they're gonna do an intentional DNF. It looks like kind of around like the 46-second mark. But yeah, that's.
Oh wow.
I think Uwu, they kind of know what's up, right? They're kind of aware, and I think just they're gonna use their efforts towards that next boss. And honestly, it's fine. You know, it's still early in the match. They're only down 0-1. It's just gonna be how they're gonna play off into TST here. That's the real question.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the next boss is Hydra Cube, where Malvika has potential to nuke that boss, but also we'll see. However, the like maybe the Kanisha setup will be enough like to contest with Malvika's like damage into Cube. But anyway, all TST needs to do in this boss is to just lay it out and survive. And it's looking like, yeah, their double Hydra plus Malvika comp is their staple for like the majority of these bosses. I mean, like, which is fair enough, right?
They went for a little bit of pre-drain as well. I think they're both aware that they kind of want to get Farina set up the best they can, right?
No, for sure.
But here's the thing, you know, like you have to consider when you're team one, if you're team one and you're already burning a boss, like if you already sack a boss, it's really meaning that the other team behind you can still set up if they want to, right? Because here's the thing, if they kill it, if they get it down to low HP, under 40 seconds, they can be like, hey, you know what? This team didn't even finish the boss. All we have to do is just get our ults back, take our time with that second half of the boss. And I feel like that's what TSC is going to do. They're going to be able to get Farina ult, Yelan ult, Mav ult, all back
The
in the
double
short
Mav
amount.
ult right here.
Yeah, exactly. First one
Donut getting its value here.
For sure. And yeah, Malv, like Farina just playing for heals as well, like timing it correctly and just overall like coordinated. And look
They
at
can
that.
be very patient if
phase.
they want to. And then, yeah, Putin here with the Yelan, CT Yelan just has to go ahead and get his ultimate back. And that's pretty much it. And the match should pretty much be, or the round should be settled at that point. Yeah, there you
They
go.
can just clean it up,
49 seconds.
get your burst.
And there you go.
50-second bishops right here.
Yeah, 50 seconds again. Passing the DNF. That's all they needed to do. And now TST is up 2-0.
Yeah. Although I think Yelan is missing a role, but it should be fine because I believe it is a C2 Yelan.
It is.
Yeah, just having the double pop is definitely going to be enough. And I think Putin's aware of that. He's probably saving it anyways.
Yeah. So Anima Cube is an interesting boss where there's so many different team comps that can just like kill it like really quickly. And
yeah, but at the same time, you have to be careful though, right? I mean, there's a little bit of like DOT vulnerability, and Joman being on that little HP could be a little concern for them, but we'll have to find out and see how that plays out.
I have never
Fortunately,
seen
the
burning
Futile
being
does
played
recover.
here.
And there you go, 166.
Oh!
But whether or not they can phase it, and they do!
And they
manage
do!
to get
That
it
was an
just barely.
incredibly
Ooh.
fast phase. Wow. Wow,
Who's cooking
wow.
something here. If only they can just find that last particle, but yeah, they'll get themselves started. Animo Cube giving everybody on that team full ults for next.
Yeah,
As long as they can just
hopefully
finish it
they get
off.
the good RNG as well. Yeah.
Beautiful run
Alright.
here.
And this
a
might honestly
great-
be the
fantastic
fastest Animo
and
Cube
Kinich-
time we've ever seen
Kinich-
with a shot fired
Wow!
for
There we go.
36.82.
An amazing well-timed Kinich. Oh, right there. Well played to Kaizen right there. Holy crap.
Absolutely
see him,
impressive damage, yeah.
Like, you just see, like, Kaizen just waiting patiently for the Animo Cube and like, just frame perfectly, like, landing that cannon shot right there. That is an impressive play. Like, right there.
Hey man, he's just a
my
Kanish
days.
gamer.
Yeah, it's really showing.
It's really interesting.
Oh
We were talking about in
my.
draft how TST would probably ban Bennett, but they really gave, they gave UWU their best in slot Bennett option for damage. So it's really interesting to see how this is going to play out for the rest of the match.
Yeah, I mean, look, Marvika also has the potential to just have insane front load, like backed up. Although, like, we don't have the Yeon ult to like go right in from the get-go, but that should be fine, as I believe she should be charging in particles, like as the boss starts, regardless. So
Yalan
Yeah,
also
I mean,
has to be
that-
pretty passive.
That should give her enough front load to at least get her through that phase. I mean, here's the thing. I don't think this team is dying really, and because here's the thing, Yalan having 30-something thousand HP for with 40,000 at least. Like, I'm pretty sure they'll be fine. If anything, I'm most worried about the Mav, but the Mav's gonna get off her fair share of the damage anyways.
I mean, look, the time to beat for them is 36.82, and like, I mean, look, this is just like this is TST we're talking about. Like, they have some formidable gameplay to match up as well. Though
To be
it
fair,
is going to be quite hard.
36 is like so close to perfect. Like, I don't even know at that point. Like, would you
Yeah,
play that out?
I think like it's definitely like close enough to it, and we'll see how it plays out though. But yeah, it's looking like, like as I was saying before, like the double Hydra, like Mav core will just be the staple like DPS comp for like most of these. Although it will be kind of hard to like win them Papilla though, and like Swanee and Hydra Cube as well now. It's like, wow.
I wonder what they're thinking about over here on the other side, though.
Yeah, the discussion maybe it is like they're like what the discussion is on like the rest of the bosses like in the list, because like look, they won Norwell and Enkovicius, but like the upcoming bosses may not be so favorable for like this current comp they have right here with the like. But we'll see. All right, let's see how they play it out.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's precast ult from a player
Yeon
because it looks like they do want to commit on this. No Popsicle. Popsicle's not using his Q. I think he's going to save it for the second phase. There it is. Look at that Mav timing. Beautiful hit for a 156.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, the Kanish did manage to get it under 11 seconds. So I'm not sure if TST can actually match up to that time, though.
Yeah, especially considering like this phase, like, you're not really responsible for the things loading. But 36 is already passed, and it looks like, unfortunately for them, UWU will be holding a green flag over Animo Cube.
It really is the difference between like that Kinish cannon shot and like the Mav like nuking right there, and like even then the differences are really close. Oh, this is such a big match.
Yeah, but keep in mind, like, here's the thing, right? You see TST full ult setup right here versus who's already like they're down Hu Tao ult for whatever reason, even after Animo Cube. I wonder what.
To be fair, Hu Tao doesn't necessarily need her ult in this comp specifically, right? Like, I think like just monopyro Hu Tao like under a Bennett buff is like, is fine.
Super interesting to be seeing that it's a mono pyro Tao, but.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever works as Hu Tao driver, right? And here's
also,
a very excellent
Hu Tao
Bennett placement
should
right there.
be giving them the buff, if I remember right, or is that the C? No, it was a C4 Hu Tao. Never mind.
I wonder if they're gonna get phased by that. It looks like they will. Unfortunately, already passing that 71% threshold. But here they commit to an all-in, and Bobo throws down that Bennett ultimate to make sure that he is able to
really
apply.
fast Kinich.
Very
right
nice
here.
gameplay. 27.
Very nicely done. Very
Beautiful
nicely
right
done
here.
by UWU's side. And
Chef's
Bennett
kiss.
has his ult for next boss as well. Shout out to Bobo's Bennett for like maintaining that Bennett ult at the start of every boss so far.
Yeah, bro knows how to play Bennett. Looks like he's got his ER locked in.
Yeah, for sure. All right, like Carlos, as the like Bennett player, like, are you proud of like the other Bennett players being living up to your like standards?
Yeah, oh no, he's cycling his ult well. I mean, he lives up to the expectations of somebody who's watched NA's #1 Bennett support guide. So I think he's doing absolutely fantastic work.
I wonder if TST will play off the 70% Papilla threshold here, actually. I think that is one of the ways they can contest that 27 seconds. But we'll see, though.
Yeah, I mean, they set up for the pre-drain. I think they want everything they absolutely can. And keep in mind, you know, Night Soul's Blessing State should be able to help out Popsicle in the slightest way.
No, we'll see though. Oh my gosh, like 27 can be beatable with this comp under the correct circumstances, I can imagine.
Yep, just ready checking up now, and I think it's gonna be a rough discussion. It's gonna be a rough like decision on how they want to play this out.
Yeah. And keep in mind, like a C2 yell on under like Malvika's Night Soul like hits. What? I'm pretty sure Night Soul does help break the shields faster, if I'm not mistaken.
It should.
But that's if I'm pretty sure. I'm not too sure. I need to check that real quick. I might be corrected there, but all right, we're opening
There's the
up
shot.
here. And it's looking like they are.
vape
Wait,
setup
no, they're
there
going
is,
all
yeah.
in.
Oh, but they just barely hit that.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
And it's honestly really, really good phasing here, because even as they go into the next part, keep in mind, Mav might be running low on the Fighting Spirit. I don't know if they're going to still have the ability to phase, but here we have Farina all in,
it's gonna
Yelan
be
all in.
very, very
And
close.
I don't think they actually get it, though.
They don't. Oh, it was
Even
still an
with the
amazing
finish.
time, though. 2-second difference only. No, less than that. Wow. They also had such an amazing Papilla clear. Unfortunately, it was not enough to keep up the pace of UWU's, like, oh, Kinich. And, like,
And Umbrella Warfare units highs up the scoreboard right now.
wow, holy crap. This is such an insane. We are going 4-4 for these bosses, and all of them have been amazing so far.
Yeah, 2 flags on each side for both, and honestly, at this point, it's definitely going to go either way as we go into this next half right here. And keep this in mind, right? I think UWU has a much, much better hydro comp, or anti-hydro comp for this. I think for Hydro Cube, this should go in their favor. I mean, they're landing guaranteed vapes. They have Ayaka for stun on all of the mechanics.
And
they
this is
wanna
a
play this out,
highly
they can.
invested Ayaka as well, I'm pretty sure, right? Like,
I think it's C6 Ayaka right here.
yeah, so they have the defense shred from Ayaka's like C4. Like,
It's a
holy
very
crap.
viable team for sure, and we're going to show off exactly where Ayaka
And this is
shines.
now Hotel to her full potential too, with the better buff on her vapes, with the defense shred. Oh my goodness.
Oh, delicious. Very, very
Oh my
delicious.
goodness. Alright, and here they are, here they go.
Yeah,
They need to play this right. They need to play this right. Oh
As
my
long as nobody
days.
dies in the beginning right here, and it looks like Kaizen's gonna hold back a little bit. Oh yeah, there's his ultimate right
Oh,
now.
and here they
Lands the
go.
ult. And look at that
Yo,
huge
He all the damage they can
charge
get.
attacks. Joe man, unfortunately not being able to land
not
all of
enough.
them, but they
Wait.
just cycle it at 16
Still
seconds.
a good cycle though.
Look at their setup. They got their
Wow.
positioning correct. All of them
Wow,
rotating
wow,
exactly
wow.
counterclockwise. The
Wow,
coordination
the
insane as they shut
coordination!
the boss down
Oh my
at
days!
28 seconds.
Did you see that? Splitting into
so
all
good.
3 directions. Holy crap. It's like a synchronized swan, like dancing in the
They know what they're
pond.
doing.
My word.
So good. Oh man.
Holy crap.
Hey, but don't count out
Holy
TST
crap.
because they have a great toolkit of their own.
Yeah. On one hand, this is a Malvika, I believe, getting a Farina buffed, followed by a Ganyu. Like, also getting Farina buffed, while also having the range to hit, like, just having great coverage on those, like, 3, like, minions, like, in the phase. Oh, they switched to Shilonen, though? Okay.
Okay. But honestly, that makes fair sense. You know, they can. Because here's the thing, Shilonen running instructors on this. It's a cube, right? You run instructor Shilonen, you're guaranteed
Yeah.
120 EM both sides, guaranteed math vape, right?
Oh,
and I
true,
think that
true.
math vape with res shred
Unfortunately-
36 should be good.
Unfortunately, it's looking like Malvika did get penalized for gaining Fighting Spirit along the way. good eye to the refs for spotting that out, but
boy.
unfortunately, I think Mav is starting out with no fighting spirit.
Penalty TST is suboptimal for them for sure. But
Yeah,
I mean, hey,
it should be fine though. This boss has long wind-up time for like a Shallonen into Mav.
I think at this point, honestly, if you're TST, I think it's worth using a sack right here. I think.
A sacking this? Yeah, maybe. Wow.
You have to go kill yourself in game. True. But who knows?
I love this commentary. Thank you for the commentary. We are trying our best. I mean, look, this is a very like great match to watch against. Like, who wouldn't give us a
walked in
great
at the right
commentary?
time. And yeah, and the other thing too, beyond the fundraising details and all of that, we have hit 100 followers now on the main Twitch. So there we go, guys.
Oh, what a
Yippee.
milestone!
Yeah, I didn't actually think we'd get to this point now in a year, but here we are. And I think it's worth it considering, you know, the kinds of stuff that we stream. I mean, like, this is only like our 10th, 12th stream, so it's like not even a lot. But again, still really nice to have everybody on board here.
They might honestly, like, as you said, they might sack this boss then, because like, if this is map with no fighting spirit, while also like asking for the time.
No fighting spirit. Oh well, they do have a little bit of an ult early, thanks to Shallonen. But I don't know if it's going to be a fully buffed.
They
the way
are
want it.
going all
308.
in though.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at the facing. They can kill it in under 16, but I mean, they're kind of choking this part out right here.
They're
And unfortunately, they
still
don't
in.
get the roll. And
RNG
Butte goes down.
And
goes down.
Yeah. Gonu is down.
A little
Oh
unfortunate
my
for
days.
TST. Now, especially, it looks like they're going to back off. Again, Putin not having that.
Shallonen gets
ultimate
healed!
is an issue. But
Did you
yeah.
see Shallonen get healed by the minion?
Hey, safety is safety, man. You know, you gotta trust it to them. But I think at this point right now, all things considered, they're gonna try and use this time to think. I feel like just knowing TST, knowing Popsicle, they have an extra 3 minutes on the field if they want. But it looks like 8 players backing off. You know, got his ults, got his team his ult. I'm just gonna have to dip. Unfortunately, Putin not gonna be able to make it out with his ultimate though.
Yeah, and
Now they need to
that's
focus
just
on beating
Swanee.
Swanee here.
But
yeah, I wonder if the
think
King will
Hu
come
just-
back, or if it's Ayaka. Oh, do you think it'll be a forward melt to Hutao?
It's a forward
Wait.
towel. It has to be a forward towel. Like at this
Oh,
point, right? It's gonna melt.
wow.
It's gonna break, and I think if Kaizen throws that Q at just the right time, it's gonna set up beautifully for Jilden.
Yeah, can all 3 of Ayaka's hits like actually hit this boss? I actually don't know. Like, is Swanee big enough for that to happen?
It should. I have a feeling a dedicated Ayaka player like Kaizen would be able to do it.
I mean, this is Ayaka also getting Bennett buffed as well. So like Ayaka's damage is not like not too hard to scoff at, even if there are like weapon restrictions at like her current level at the moment.
Yeah, because you know when you give 1,000 base attack, the other 600 attack you lost by having a 1-star weapon kind of goes away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Oh, they
Kaizen's
are going with the Ayaka
early
over
ultimate.
here though.
And their spacing is good too for
Interesting.
Swanee. Like they know their placement, they know how to play safe, and it's gonna be really good if they can just go ahead and land a break.
Yeah.
Bobo doesn't have his ultimate back up yet though.
I wonder
Finally
if
finds that. It looks
Ayaka
like
will
he's
get her
signaling his
ult,
team to go in
though.
because they're throwing in. Looks like another Ayaka ult right there. If they can just get it, gets a free.
Oh, they do have an Ayaka ult right
There's
here.
the Q.
Oh
And
wow.
the cryo setup is just out of pacing though.
Damn, the coordination may be a little off. Ooh, hang on.
A little unfortunate because
Yeah,
here's the thing,
yeah.
right? Joman was on downtime. He threw that ult because he had to, not because he wanted to. And that kind of set them back. But here, you know, dispensing all the last ults for 51-second clear on Swanee. Very beatable for TST.
Very,
I mean,
very
this
beatable
sets up a
indeed,
tied
yeah.
half, if anything.
Holy crap. Oh, this is such a close match.
Already. I mean, here's the thing. We knew it was going to be close, right? But watching it play out, unfold in front of us is just
Seeing
something
it
else.
yeah, far out. What was the predictions? Like either of them can win like
I was,
7-6 or
like 7-6 or 7-6 or an UWU 7-5 because they have to go for an early shutout. Like it's just, I don't really know what's the at this point. Like it's gonna be just really difficult to come to a clear decision.
Yeah, and like they can like this is definitely beatable. Like it just has to be Marvika like making sure she gets to like full melt, and like Ganyu also just contributing like a good amount of damage, despite no ult though. That's
Which I mean, they
fine.
can. They definitely can.
Yeah, like 50 seconds is definitely a time they can beat for this comp right here.
So yeah, with 50 seconds on the clock, I mean, hey, PNC won with a little bit of Shiloh shred and a nice fat nav hit. That definitely should be a nice number for you to look at on the timer.
Yeah.
As the
I
last
wonder
ready
how the
check for the
setup is
half
gonna
comes in.
be. I wonder how many Mav ults it will take to beat this thing, and if if they would have to overshoot their Mav ult at the end just to prevent the edging. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like
Here we go with shots fired. Ganyu just waiting, trying to play it a little
shots.
safe.
There we
Oscar
go.
already taking a little bit of damage. Doesn't matter though. They still land that beautiful 364.
Oh
And I
yeah, they
think
are on amazing pace right here.
they're on a very good pace. And fires off a shot and misses it, but doesn't really matter because Mav is there to sit back and just cushion a lot of those hits. And they're going to be on pace for
And
sure.
there we go.
Hyuden using the magic of C2 Ganyu for a double Lotus placement. Very good technical skill right there. That gets him the 35-second time.
Yeah, wow. The technical skills you had is like nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
Like-
C2 Ganyu, man, is really crazy.
Is
And
this
the
a CT
damage-
Ganyu? Wait.
Oh, yeah,
my
he
gosh.
did 2 E's. Yeah.
It is.
But yeah,
Oh
that's
my
gonna set the half at
gosh.
3-3, and we're back at the caster's desk now because what the heck was that match, man?
Wow, 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 wow.
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 3 for
They're
3.
fighting.
This is
They are
this is
fighting.
like they are fighting it out. Oh my gosh. Both teams at the pit stop right now, like discussing what to do. Like how they can play it out for the second draft.
If I was TST, I would take a shower right now. Taking a shower mid-game usually.
A 1 minute shower.
But man, this is contested as hell.
Oh my gosh. Where can I begin? Let's start from the start. We had Narwhal, right? TST, although they got into the face, still managed to bring it up on top, swing the momentum back, and go for the lead, right? On Narwhal for a boss that UWU has drafted. Then we had Anchor Bishops, right? A boss used for a sacking strat for UWU to just get all the way up for the next boss, and just giving like TST the opportunity to just have another comeback. But that's, you know what? Despite that, right? And like Anima Cube just had some of the most impressive like gameplay I've ever seen, like from a player in terms of like just min-maxing like macro like technicalities, like with the whole frame perfect hits and just like having such a contested time. And then we move on to Papilla again, like the 2-second differences of just barely coming out on top for like 2 amazing times. And right here and now, like with Hydra Cube and like Swanee, it's such a close match. Like, what do you guys think?
Well-
I think at this point right now, you know what we haven't streamed and we haven't seen is straight checks, straight DPS checks, back to classic season 2, season 1 Genshin ranked, right, where it's easy bosses for teams to draft around. And I wonder if either team is going to start pulling those opportunities now at this point.
Yeah. Oh my god, we have not even gone to that area yet, have we? Yeah. Holy crap. I wonder, like, so all the like anti-Dendro bosses are still open, right? Like, you still have like Yam Kasur, and, like Terror Shroom, and like even like to some extent like, wait, what's another anti-Nahida boss? I'm forgetting. Like, you know, the innate elemental aura bosses. It's like, holy crap. If they've gotten like an anti-Hydra boss lineup, I cannot imagine to see what like the other like bosses are coming. Yeah, and Apep as well. Like just not like they have all these different
Yeah.
bosses still open like in the lineup. It's like, wow, 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 wow.
And you want to go ahead and start moving over into the second draft now?
Let's go ahead.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and see. And this time we have TST as team 1 and UWU as team 2. Wonder if this will work more into their favor actually, if they're more comfortable being choosing a certain side. Right?
And then like my other question is like whether or not Bennett's gonna get let through again, because I think both these teams have really strong like Bennett melt teams. You know, like you have pride teams like the LGBT Lenny Bennett Ganyu coming out from TST. They can do that. But I mean like already off the bat TST with Capellius, which is like a cryo counter. So I'm not sure what the move is right there, but that's definitely in UWU's favor if they do decide to play any sort of
If he
Bennett.
purposely gift him Bennett, yeah, honestly.
And there you go. Straight checking it is. Rune Serpent coming out with an
Oh
early
my
counter
goodness. Okay. Will we see their practice times? Is the question. Oh my days. So this is looking like I feel like Bennett can definitely be beatable in Serpent, and they pick APEP. Honestly, these are not the best Bennett bosses, right? Like, sort of like Circle Impacted, and also like Pride is getting nerfed on Capellius. It's like, wow. Like, wow. I think, if anything, Taser is going to be very contested here, actually.
I'm seeing a C2 Kazuo.
I want to say that just now.
Sorry, let me...
Taser is looking so good right here.
Oh, an EFG favorite. A good classic favorite.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely leaning more towards like the straight DPS checks. We are like we are taking a break, like a break from like the insane color palette like lineup of bosses we had in the first draft. Now we're just gonna go all in. EFG, so interesting. They might honestly play off like Golem or they're going for the double 2-in-1 Icewind Suit combo right here.
Yeah, so it's a Pride shutdown, but it doesn't shut out Kanish though. They're leaving it open, so I'm not exactly sure what the plan is. Because here's the thing, right? This is also a really good Milani draft as well.
Wait, true. So many things like left open. They still insta-ban Nahida. TST is just not letting that Nahida through.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, against UWU, it's just so viable. It's just the safety thing. You have to do it.
Yeah, oh my days. I wonder if UWU has, like, adapted to just not playing Nahida, like, getting used to not playing Nahida at all, right? Like... Oh, they banned Farina. Okay, so we still have the staple like taser options, right? Like, I can definitely see TST first picking like New Alert here into like, you know, like into taser, or just like, and just contesting that with a Mualani comp. It's like, wow.
I think, like, honestly, it could. Oh yeah, I mean, hey, TST's ready for that, right?
Never mind. Okay. So now we have Arlecchino and Bennett contested. I wonder if UWU will actually ban out one of the two. Oh, this is such a climactic, like, fight. It's like... crazy. They're hovering over a ban. They banned Bennett anyway. Okay, so I think TST will actually lean towards the instant first pick Arlecchino, right? Gonna have to. Oh, and they pick Nouvelette! Okay! So I mean, TST is going for
smart pick.
Okay.
Nouvelette
smart pick, I think.
For sure.
Yeah, wow. So now UWU has the decision if they want to go for like into like a Yelan variation of Taser, right, with their C2 Kazuas, or if they actually want to commit to an Arlecchino comp instead. But honestly, Kazuha will be very, very nice to have just in general for Taser and for APEP specifically as well. It's like, wow. And they do take Arlecchino. They are going for that angle right here.
I'm trying to think. Maybe it's an. It could be an Arlie Kazuha pick. I think Arlie Kazuha is just the best counter for Neuvillette Insta-Lock, especially because Farina's already banned.
Yeah, like Kazuha is just going to be an amazing character to go for, like with his lineup as well as like and like the character circumstances.
Because right, they still have. They can play classic VV Vape off of this if they really wanted to.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think so. Will probably lock in the.
It has to be Kazuha, please.
There we go.
They know.
Wow, very appropriate response. TST could just lean in, just steal the yellow on Chlorine right here, like deny their Hydra options.
And
Or they can go
leads
Casca.
It's just not as strong. What else is there? I mean, Mav is still open, right? But are they out of supports? I mean, like, I'm seeing Kazuha's out, Farina's out, Bennett's out. Milani team means no Shalonen really working. Unless they want to do Shalonen Mav. I mean, Shalonen Mav is existent there, but right now support lockout's kind of crazy. Chaska still sits around, but again, it's just whatever they are going to play here. It's going to be a heavy hitter. There's Mav.
They go for Mav again. Wow.
I just don't know if they have many other options.
I can see Chaska being picked here.
Yeah. Oh, and they do
Yelan.
steal
Yeah,
Yelan
good
from
double.
them.
So,
I
That's
wonder if this will
okay.
respond to German's Linny being brought out here.
I think the Linny is the best response, right? Arle Monopyro with the C2 Kazuha. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, with German's
Fantastic
Linny
setup.
as well.
Oh, please. I think he's doing his stretches right now, you know? he's getting ready to lock the heck in. Because I think a Linny pick is just the best move. And keep in mind their team too, you know, they can still play with the draft if they want. There's a Linny!
And they go for Monopyro. Alright, here we go. Alright, so Uwu can still just take the Shalonen right off of them, right? Like, that's what they have to play for. Or TSC just ends up, like, banning, like, Shalonen anyway.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
Who else
I mean,
is open at
yeah, Shalonen shut down. Shalonen out would leave Chaska remaining. But this really,
honestly,
that would brick TST.
Yeah.
I think, like, that's how you shut them out right there. Give them no support options at this point.
yeah, I mean, look, like, Uwu can do another thing where they could just, like, like, ban out the... Oh,
they go for the
and
Chaska
ban
ban instead.
Chaska,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, no, makes sense. Like, we still have A players like C1 Chaska that is, like, actually quite formidable with, like, paired with the Hydra and Pyre, like, DPSs. And... yeah,
It's
and
just
then,
like it's just not an optimal situation to be in right now if you are TST. Like,
TST
if
can
anything,
still resort to like Chlorine as well, like, right? Just
they could
having,
resort to no ban if they want. But I think the Ayaka is honestly a smart move right there. Just shut down any melt, you know.
yeah, valid, honestly. And I wonder, will Uwu go for the Shalonen pick?
I think if they go for the Shalonen pick, they instantly win. Because here's the thing. If you're going into a 5 out of 6 straight checks like this, and you don't have a buffer shredder support, it is kind of game over.
Maybe. We'll see, though. Like, this is still quite... And they do take Shalonen!
Ooh.
Wow. TST can still take, like, what? Like, what other supports are open, right? Like, it's a question. Oh, wow. Wow. Like, we still have Sucrose, right? Just for more of EM, I reckon. And just like Animer. But, like...
I mean, Sucrose is their last shredder option at this point. Maybe the Scrolls Kanish would honestly work if they want to play a Vape or something right here. But yeah,
And
I mean,
they do
there's
go for Chlorine. Okay.
maybe they're setting up a double Dendro, but I don't know if it's too late to set up double Dendro because I think seeing Chlorine picked right there with no, like seeing Chlorine picked with no clear vision, I think that's really kind of solidifying the nail in the coffin right there.
I don't know, like, it still comes down to just gameplay, right? Like Capellius is the first boss, like, and not Capellia. Like, they honestly, like, they still, like, oh, you know what, Uwu can do a funny thing, like, they could just, like, they have to go for, like, an Oshia alignment character, or go for the Sword of Narcissism.
Which is possible.
for
I mean, like, hey,
Capellius.
they have Chlorine on that, right? So in theory, if they want to go for a quick disable, they can. But Keep in mind, TST is supportless right now. They have to run Scrolls
But
Mav,
they
I
do
think
have
it's
Hu Tao double
all they
hydro.
have. I feel like it would be a Scrolls Mav with double hydro. I think that's probably the only option, like true fighting option they have at this point.
I mean, to be fair, yellow Nuvolite Hu Tao is also quite a strong option too. So like, it really comes down to it.
It's a choke that they're in,
They go
and
for Silali.
UWU just really solidifying their mono pyro pick with a nice.
Yeah,
nice
wow. They're putting all their
cryo
eggs in their
support.
basket on those on the German one trick and the Arlecchino. Oh my days. Oh my days.
Like, serious question is, like, genuinely, what do you do? No, I mean, I think, hell, if they want to pick Dory, they might as well. Because they have just such a strong mono pyro comp already, and they
And Gene
ultimately
for
lock in Gene.
recovery.
Safety. Wait, they took Gene because now there's really no supports for TST remaining. Like, Shalonen was a shred and healer, right?
Okay, I will say this in advance, right? If it does go into overtime, I feel like TST does have the upper hand for Drake specifically, just because I feel like the double Hydra Hu Tao comp can actually rival like the mono pyro comp, despite the C2 Kazuha. Like,
that's true. TST could, really great observation. Yeah, TST could honestly move over to Mizuki if they wanted to on that last pick. But I'm not sure if they're actually going to pull it out. I think Mizuki would honestly make a lot of sense. And maybe that's why they were able to sit back. I think because here's the thing, Mizuki Taser
Kokomi
has been
mentioned.
like, but they don't pick
Kokomi.
Mizuki, they pick Kokomi instead.
wow.
That could be consequential.
Wow.
I mean, like, that's the thing, right? I think Mizuki could have actually changed the outcome of this. I'm not sure if I'm crazy, but I think it really would have made...
Mizuki is quite a strong character for APEP, like, unironically, yeah. Like... We'll see. I mean, this is like Nuvolite against
face in my hands
Kazuha.
right now because I'm just like, man, what are they?
Far
What is
out.
the cook here?
Their APEP comps are so strong as well. Like,
yeah, UWU's just gonna be on top of it with Monopyro.
yeah. Oh my gosh. So wait, I wonder what I'm assuming, will Clorant be on the sort of assistant cards, or will it be like a case where they're too fast to like actually get kill it before the shield? That might be a case actually, if they can kill it without worrying about the shield coming up, or you know.
Well, I think when you have like such dominant players like what you have on UWU, I would not be surprised in the slightest if they manage to face it or kill it before face. Like, it's just their time to beat is effectively 25 seconds, 24 seconds, because I think that's when shield
Something
comes
like
up,
that,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's not unreasonable for them to run this and just still manage some practice in. It's really interesting too because, like, again, like this specific boss list is super vulnerable to Monopyro, especially the two robots, the dancing robots. So I'm really surprised that TST let this comp slide through.
I mean, if they first picked like Capellius, that I feel like TST has an idea of what they're gonna do, like the techs and like just like dodging in general, like survivability, like.
But maybe this is it right here. This is prime Genshin ranked.
Yeah, well, yeah. This is like, oh my god, this is like something you'd see in like the finale, like the final episode of like an anime. It's like an insane showdown.
Well, we don't know how the ending's gonna play out. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, with all things considered, look at the speed of this
on
Monopyro
pace
player.
still though, yeah.
It is very on pace. I mean, Joman, I'm playing a lot of good safety. Kaisen gets that ultimate in and gets.
Oh, and they just melt the like shield regardless. They don't even need a sort of an assistant quartz anyway. What was I saying? And I think Bobo just plays for like a Bonnie reset, but unfortunately, like it kind of edged it out right there in their prep time. Let's see if that will happen again.
30-second clear, still functional. But now I do want to see the functionality of the double hydro because there's a chance, you know, I might have underestimated it.
Wait, Mavreika over Hu Tao is interesting. Okay.
I think just because of scrolls. My thinking is that it's probably Mav scrolls.
Maybe.
Hopefully to
yeah.
buff at least Nicolette and Yolan together. So even though I was a little skeptical about the team at first, I think it has a lot of potential. And right there, we're just about to prove it, especially because Mav is able to, again, get a really nice Vapor.
Really
and
good
have
front
all of
load
them.
right here.
Maybe, yeah, perhaps I'm mistaken,
amazing.
actually, because this is just a really nice clear, but whether or not they can get it before phase is going to be the really big question that they have to
Oh, and
consider.
they were unsuccessful.
Yeah, because if they don't,
And-
if they don't get it before phase, then they have this little weird interaction. So it's really going to come down to whether or not, as a team, they're going to be able to knock out shields. But I mean, hey, look at that hydro layering, right? This is OG TST right here that you're looking at.
Oh,
too.
and they're going into EFG right here.
But we'll take a
Oh,
little bit of
Arlecchino
damage,
taking
but,
some damage, yeah.
just get the kinks out. They're just stretching as they warm up.
Yeah, no, it's very important to just have like a good idea of what to expect.
I mean, like, hey,
And-
they-
oh wow.
They managed to kill this thing before our first break, and I think that mono pyro is something that you just cannot allow against TST.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's really funny because, like, mono, in terms of, like, all the other team comps, or in comparison to all the other team comps, like, mono is not phenomenal. But when you have to consider that this is, like, high tier gameplay where everyone's, like, starting to knock out prime supports, knock out the most optimal comps, mono becomes very competitive. And you're really able to see that in a team like Umbrella Warfare, when these guys just
Umbrella
have good
Warfare
coverage, good
University,
builds.
actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're bringing it forward to Simon. These are a lot of Arlecchino Bond reset bosses, right? Like this, besides like Apep and Serpent, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
I mean,
matter
like,
because
well, I feel like it's actually
back to back
very like
anyway.
reset. It's a bond reset heavy half. I won't say. I mean, like, here's the thing: they're gonna face this number one.
at least Rune Serpent and Apep were back to back, right? And not like spread across, because I actually would have hurt Arlecchino even more than.
Yeah, I believe it's TST that's actually going up as Team 1 first, right? And they're trying to iron out all these kinks right here. Going with the Narcissus Croy sword on Clarin, hopefully. It looks like I think they're gonna pray that does a little bit more knockout damage, but I mean, there you go. Drops a dagger right there, and I think they should be able to get it. There's a pop. but-
Oh, they might have mistimed the sword of Narcissus Croids.
yeah, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be close. It's
This
going
is
to
gonna be
close.
TST versus TGT all over again, like season 2.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it's on the same
Horrid
side
one
and
seed.
the same semi-final.
Yeah, literally. Holy crap.
This might just be the way UWU fires back and gets their revenge for a match that did not
I mean,
end
hey,
well.
like, this is still a great rematch. Like, holy
Sure is.
crap. And look at it here. Everyone's getting their energy, doing their roundup.
Kokomi mentioned, but I'm really surprised Mizuki didn't get drafted for this. I feel like Mizuki was just the most optimal choice to see, and the fact that Kyo has it but didn't come out, I was like, would be interesting. Yeah, faults, energy. TST about to be in the fight of their lives as they face off against Umbrella Warfare University in their semifinals match.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's same towards Rude. Like, this is their fight of their lives as well. And
I think for either of these teams, honestly, it's just such a hot and contested match. Like,
Capellius is just gonna be like an extremely contested like boss. Like, oh my days. Oh my days.
the Kanish play off the beginning was just so incredible, and it's really sad we don't get to see any more Bennett. But at the same time, I think just it was such a pyro dominant team. It's gonna be really interesting to see how they play this out.
Hmm. Alright, and now we're doing a quick build check. So it's looking like Popsicle will be, in fact, on the Mavweka. Right here. Oh, is this wait, is this Popsicle's account or is this actually A player's account? No, I think
Looks
this
like
is
a-
A player's
It's
account.
a player's account.
Everyone's shuffled a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
I see.
I think they're shuffling mainly for character comfort more than anything else at this point, because I definitely think it's viable for
Understandable.
sure.
For a match like this, I would too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I mean, BOG kind of had that, right? The
Yeah, here's
Mualani.
Popsicles. That's Popsicles
BOG.
account right there for sure. Well, that was different because my teammates kept leaving mid-match, so I had to fill in for them. That's okay. I was auto-filled Chaska. It's kind of crazy.
All right.
Okay.
I think we're kick-starting into Capellius.
And I wonder if they are locking in the Chlorinde for this just because of Narcissyncroise.
Probably, right? I mean, you saw how Monopyre like sort of edged it at the end when Arlecchino kind of like absorbed Bond a little too early. And
We have to, here's the thing, we just have to let it play out because we're only going off of like vibes so far. You know, we haven't really been able to fully
Yeah.
experience the timer or anything. And I think like once we start seeing the timer, we'll get like a more full picture of what's happening, what's going on. In the meantime, though,
hey, shout out to the Gandhi for having the echoing trail as the ref character. Alright, about to see TST kickstart us off. Readying their engines, going into Capellius.
I'm so nervous for them. Just the fact that they're playing a rainbow team into their first boss, but the fact that it might be their best choice is so interesting. I really hope it works. Because in this tied half, right? Like, this is just such a way to kickstart a half with a rainbow team.
Yeah.
Usually
Every
don't
second
wanna
counts
draft
here.
those if you can, but like if everybody knows their micro in theory, and the thing is that both of these teams should be very good micro wise. This should
Oh my
cook.
gosh.
Here we
And
go.
here we go. Gotta kick things off. See the opener.
And again, it just
This
looks like they
Malvika
do land a very beautiful Malvika hit.
Opens a vein
And
right
maybe
here. Oh,
they do
get
happen
on
to know a
pace.
thing or two about pacing and damage, because this clear is just about to be sub 20. If only they can figure out their way around the
Oh.
downtime. That's the difficult part right now. Popsicle has to dive in here and has to make a move. Whether or not he's going to do is going to be an interesting question. A player goes down, unfortunately.
A player goes down.
So
no.
now they're going to have to think. I don't know if Popsicle's going to commit to
Wow.
this for a full break or not. I think they might just go for an early reset. At this point, it's going to be a very tough call from TST, but they are team one. They have to make their decision as soon as they can. It looks like they are going to go for a reset. Kyo
Yeah,
grabbing
yeah.
the skill, and Popsicle just hovering
Being
and
very
just
quick-witted.
waiting.
And... Oh
I think
my
they-
days. Capellius is a very lethal boss.
There's a good chance they could
Oh,
honestly go. They're playing safe. They play it safe. They're not going for a total DNF. They're just playing it safe for the time being. You know, they get their ultimates, they get their attacks in where they know they
It's
can win.
true.
And
They
at least
could,
they can,
yeah.
they can bank off the
'Cause
fact
Uru
that maybe
can-
Uru might go down.
Yeah, Uru can die here. That is true.
Yeah,
And a
116
minute
is
16.
suboptimal, but it's a thing. I mean, they might go with it. We'll just have to see.
Yeah. I mean, no, who's not to say that Uru can like also survive this as well, right? Like, they both, like, everyone here has to play incredibly careful. Like, this is such a risky boss to like go
But
up
like, here's the
against.
thing, right? Your Uwu, you have like an optimal draft for you. You have the better of the two, in my personal opinion, the better of the two character setups, and you also have the luxury of deciding whether or not you're going to sack bosses or push them. And I think it's just they're going to have such a major advantage going to this half. Like, it really could play out
Yeah,
in their favor.
wow. Anyway, here we are, kickstarting Uru off right here now. Alright, the time to beat is, in fact, 1 minute and 12. And look at that, Freedom Storm buff right here.
Yeah, Kazuha Freedom Storm proc. And
Strong
again,
opening.
it's not It's not really like the same amount of front load as we was expecting the first time, but again, Joeman manages to still connect quite a bit of pyro damage, and as they've already chipped the boss through more than halfway, it looks like they can play aggressive into this, and it looks like they want to.
And
Bobo staying in the
Kazuha-
fight, throws an ult, and so
Wow.
does Kaizen as well, and it looks like they will be taking it home. So they will have a 4-3 if Linny can just find that last shot.
Linny. Oh my gosh. They do come on top. All right, and now Arlecchino has a decent bit of bond. I'm not sure if we're already going to Serpent second boss. I already forgot. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
no,
it's-
we
it's
are going to Serpent
It has
regardless.
to be Serpent, yeah.
Yeah,
this is,
okay.
And this is interesting now. Here's what I'm thinking. Scrolls Mav, right? Like, that is just the most optimal setup they have. Mav, big, heavy damage hitter, but also holding a support set to help out the rest of the team.
I mean, look, like Yelan and Nuvalet are just great trackers for like Serpent, and like you already know like how good Taser is against Serpent, so like you just substitute that with like Malvika, that like the results should not be that much different.
Yeah, so I would argue in a way it comes down to whether or not Popsicle is able to just stick with his timings, you know, keep his team's uptime with him, because the rest of that is just mono. The rest of that is just Hydra Resonance, and you're getting a little bit of 40% damage buff coming from that Malvika.
Yeah, like for sure. Man, I forgot that Hydra Resonance like buffs both like Nuvalet and Yelan at the same time. Like that is.
Oh,
like,
it sure does.
We love it.
They're just
Oh, we had a
about
bit
to
of a
see
lag
it.
at the start,
First-
but
first
it's
hits
okay.
coming in, and Pops goes ahead and lands it 221. Of course,
Oh, this
still
is great
really
pacing.
phenomenal damage, and this is again just very
Phenomenal
strong
pacing right here
in general.
Wow.
Yeah, even pushing it past the halfway mark. The real question is how they're going to land the second phase of damage, because keep in mind, Popsicle might be on downtime a little bit right here. If he gets that ultimate back, though, that definitely should be able to set him ahead. It's just a real question of whether or not that's going to close out.
Unfortunately, the stream is lagging a bit. Oh, and
But there we go. As Rune Surfer
Very
pops
good.
back out, there's the big hit, 221, and that's a very
There we
competitive time
go.
right there. 28 second clear.
28 seconds. Wow.
UWU has to beat that.
Yeah,
It
that
might
is
be
a
a
very
challenge
tough
for them.
time to beat. I don't know if like the Mono Pyrocom can live up to that. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be close. We'll see though. And as you can see, Linny recovered with ult, full lock and loaded. You know, and oh my gosh. Well, we'll see. We'll see though. Like both of these teams will be like on pace, like with each other.
Yeah.
Oh my days. Oh my days.
And
Oh,
then
you can
German with
see
the minus
German
X.
just burning himself on the grass.
And they're off.
Yeah. And they're off. Right here and now.
Go for not going for an early absorb. It seems looks like he wants to play out the full stack of Bond. You know, all the power to him, all the
Looks like
respect
it.
to him.
Oh wow.
And Kaizen's Kazuha
We
positioning
are
is just very
on
nice.
pace.
And they're matching pace, man.
Yeah.
They're not going to have that
Wow.
same front load that Mavwika does, though. So it's going to be a real question of how they want to play out the second half. I think Bobo here has to go for early absorb.
5 seconds.
Early absorb.
But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to clear that at the same pace. 2 seconds behind,
my
keeping the match in a 4-4 tie.
Oh my gosh.
It's getting close, guys.
It's
Oh,
getting
dude.
so close. And now with APEP next, really just messing up Arlecchino Bond. But, I mean, they should have AoE, but I don't know if they have grouping, though. Mizuki would be really great for this, but I'm not seeing any other Animo on the team for TST.
I mean,
so I wonder
you have
how
to
everything
understand.
goes.
You have to understand. Malvika still has great AoE, like the donuts, and also just her wide hit, like ult. Like, it's gonna be both Nuvalet and like Malvika, like doing most of the like AoE clearing, like just
Yeah, that's
vacuuming
true.
up the enemies.
I mean, Mav's AoE is not bad herself. I'm just worried about any knockback that might come from Clarin, but I think they're subbing out, Clarin with Yolan here, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, for sure. And here we go. Oh my gosh, every time APEP is drafted, it's like, the audience always like gets really riled up for a good reason. Like, what can I say? It's like, you either, like, because you have teams that just, like, early draft, like, a core, like, comp, like, from Taser, like, you have Nuvala, you have Kazuha, even, like, Arlecchino, and, like, Malvika to some extent, and, like, it's just a very contested boss overall. Oh, wow.
So contested. And we're about to see that contest really start to lead to the closeout right here.
Yeah. you have to understand. Oh, sorry. Like after Apex, from this point on, like Arlecchino can just take advantage of having full bond now as well.
Mhm.
Right.
And it's just
so-
you're just really going to let what is it, UWU scale into that 7-5. That's quite a decision. It's really going to come down to whether or not Bobo's going to play it out. But here we go. We still have to watch TST's side of APEP.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see this amazing pace.
A
Oh,
player
Mavic
keeps you
and no
on.
ult, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think they're playing a little slow with it. They know that's not coming up on this phase, but there we go. There's a big hit, 196.
There we go.
It's still going to provide quite a bit of damage. Not an instant first phase, right? But they're still able to get a relatively consistent, relatively safe clear pace. And I think going into this next half, again, this is just a real challenge. Everyone's going to have to coordinate together intensely. They have Yelan for
Yeah.
grouping, though, so
Yelan,
hopefully...
C2 Yelan will actually like maintain the Hydro Aura quite well when playing.
Oh, and
Hydro.
look at that
Look at
ultimate,
that.
too. Very,
Ooh.
very efficient clear coming from Popsicle. They are struggling a little bit trying to chase after small guys and big, though. So this is going to be a question of how well TST can play together, how coordinated they can be as they move on and try to swipe the boss with as much AoE as they possibly can. But they're getting good lineups. A-player going for that nice ultimate in conjunction with Popsicle's ultimate as well.
They've been playing together like for a very long time. Like they know how like to play with like they know how to coordinate, synchronize each other. Like
the only question now is
shows.
downtime and how that's going to affect them. Because keep in mind, we don't see any ultimates. Popsicle's not going to be able to front load this phase, but maybe actually no, he is now. Lands a nice 138 that should be able to set the team
Here comes
forward
the
and
damage.
relatively on pace.
Alright,
Here it
we
is
go, here we
as
go.
it enters the shielding phase. A
Very
126 is a
fast
competitive
126.
APEP time.
Very nicely done from like TST.
Oh wow, this is a high standard right now that UWU has to keep themselves up to.
This is so this is Kazuha C2 like paired with Arlecchino.
Yeah, because here's the thing right now. If you're Kazuha, you got your C1, you're gonna get twice the ability to group, which is gonna be super helpful for UWU if they can just
And to
figure
some
out how to play around
extent,
Kaizen.
like Arlecchino, like although this is a bond reset technically, like you still have Arlecchino consistently getting a lot of bond, like giving back to her, just like from the nature of how the minions work. So it's like, it's honestly like close, and Linny still has his ult back in the fight. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, honestly, like if Joman wanted to, he could run in with that Q right now if he's really feeling up for it.
For sure, and it's looking like, oh my gosh, 126 is gonna be a challenge to beat though.
It's so tight, man.
It is very tight. Like, oh my days.
They need a perfect first phase here.
There's the ult right there, and it looks like Joman's gonna go ahead and go for hat stacks first before he throws that ultimate, so that's gonna be pretty good on him. There he goes, enters it right now, pops it off 5.
Oh,
Wow,
well
very nice
timed.
amount of phasing. But the question is this going to be on pace? I think it. Oh, it is. It's
It is
nearly
close.
exactly
It's rivaled.
on
It's rivaled.
the pace.
It is rivaled. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go.
Please, Kaizen,
Kazuha
get
has
this
ult.
grouping. If he can, yes, he does. That's plunge 1. Just has to go for plunge 2 right now. Goes for an
Plunge
early
2.
ultimate with but they missed the
Oh
spread.
my
That's gonna
god.
cost them. That's
Uh-oh.
literally such a time loss right there. I don't know, Kaizen. Keep it together right now. That's all I can really say. That's the best they can really do. Gets a nice burning aura, shuts down the 5G tower, and they're able to go ahead and start progressing. But they left a straggler. I don't know if they're aware. Joman goes for a shot off, lands it.
Oh, what a snipe though! Oh my gosh.
Cross map from Joman is really going to be what they need to save them at this point. But yeah, Arlecchino and Kazuha are working on it as Joman tries to clear out the single guy by himself. Single targeting is working, but it's going to be cut close as they move on to that last phase.
Oh,
They have about 12 seconds. 12 seconds before they can just kill this thing. I don't know if they can, but we'll just have to see with 5
Mini
seconds
ult
left
here.
on the clock.
Wait a minute!
2,
Wait a minute!
1, and they don't get
my
it.
gosh.
And it looks like
So
TST
close.
will be up now, and the lead changes. It's now a 5-4 match
Wow.
in favor of TST.
Wow. And Kaizen is low as well.
Insane.
Oh, and then this is crazy. And EFG is the next boss, right? Yeah. Oh, it's up to Kaizen now to make sure like he doesn't take any damage at all. Far out.
So close, but I mean, here's the thing, right? A player starting with no ultimate, but he does get so many particles back that it doesn't really matter. Here's the thing, everybody on that team's already half HP. I'm not sure what they're pre-training for, but I mean, again, EFG is one of these bosses that can be kind of spicy, so Popsicle's gonna have to be really careful about it. They don't have a real healer.
I think that is the damage they took from APEP, actually. I don't think it's a pre-train.
Yeah, I mean, they still have 3 more bosses to go. So the thing is that from being Yelan, being Yelan, you're a little tankier, right? Being Mavuika, though, you gotta really be careful. And the thing is, that's the majority of TST's front load damage. So if you're not gonna have if you don't have Mavuika alive, you're not having an extra 200k to start every rotation. And 2 rotations, 400k, that's a pretty sizable chunk of damage every 20 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, Liddy can play it safe, just play it out of range, and I'm pretty sure Bobo has some decent experience with like EFG himself, like as Arlecchino as well. It just comes down to Kazuha making sure like Kaizen doesn't take lethal. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, I think staying away from damage is probably the only thing that Kaizen's really got on his mind. I mean, if he has to go down, not having an ultimate around is probably going to be the least consequential thing that would happen if he does die.
yeah.
A quick water break, yeah. Keeping your
Fair
heart
enough.
healthy by making sure
I'm gonna
that
give myself a water break
fluids-
myself.
just a little
Let's all have a
sip.
water break.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Like, what
As
did we
we
say,
start
guys?
getting-
Like, this is like literally a battle between the Titans, and we
It
were
just
not
doesn't
wrong
get
at all.
Tighter than that, yeah. And here's the thing, I mean, Popsicle's, it's interesting seeing that Popsicle is playing kind of safe. He's waiting out that Mavuika ult, not really on any fighting spear or any damage. I don't know if
I
he's
think they're
planning
playing
to
for
sack or something, but
1 or 2. Yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
Let's see right here, though.
they're intentionally playing
Oh,
slowly.
Yelon took some
Oh,
damage,
that's gonna be a
though.
lot of damage. that
Oh, and
Milan's
Popsicle
gonna
took
do.
lethal, I think.
Oh no!
Oh no!
T-Life.
Oh shit! I was.
TST is in a very unfavorable situation right now. A 32-second DNF.
Wow.
A squad wipe is the
Wow,
last thing that they
wow.
would be asking for in this situation. With
Oh
so
my
few
gosh, oh my
bosses left
gosh.
on the table, UWU now has so much
Yes.
power in their hands.
Yes, they can go for like an Arlecchino bond, full reset bonds, like to the assignment.
The 2 Fontaine natives here are going to have to claim their homeland with the full team, but they're switching out to Solali, which could be an interesting play. I mean, here's the thing though, I don't know if I was Bobo, if I had the choice, I'd just be going full Arle.
Wait, Solali.
Well, but to consider here, the next boss is Coppelia, so Arlecchino does get her time to get Bond.
Oh,
true.
Pamber.
I
Wait,
think
wait,
we
this
want
could be a
to
Pamber
heal up.
Solali.
Oh,
Yeah, it
yes,
might be
this is-
Piamber.
I think we're probably not seeing an update, but I think it makes sense, right? Bobo knows that they just need to clear this to win it, and I think all
So
things considered,
Kaizen
they're
can just
putting a
go back.
yeah. They're gonna try and get Kaizen. I mean, like, they don't even have to kill the boss; they just have to survive past 32 seconds and just pass threshold.
Yeah, for sure. Like, oh my goodness.
And Joe, they're
Oh,
going double.
they are going for double healer. Wait.
Or
No, I think they're going
was
for
this?
full Arle.
Hyper Arle. So they
Okay.
can stack bond on Bobo. Oh, the double
Holy
healer
crap.
play. It's like,
Holy crap.
what? This is peak. I've
This
just
is
never seen
peak.
gameplay at this level. What?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It just has to be
Oh
a
my
way
gosh.
for UWU to get Kaizen back into the fight. Because here's the thing, they get that C2 Kazuha buffer back in, and they're pretty much set,
Yeah.
right? But here's the thing,
And
they gotta
Shilonen
make
will
sure
be
that he stays
hugging
alive.
Kazuha right here, yeah.
And yeah, there's just evidence right there of it. And honestly, I think Arle can go for full bond stack. Really just give themselves an opportunity right here. If they
Yeah,
really,
and
really want to.
Kaizen's
There's
now
Kaizen.
recovered.
There's his full HP. Grabs fab particles as much as he wants for the rest of the fight.
Bobo
And I think it's
needs
just
to play it
Bobo.
safe.
He can just grab as much of that bond as he wants. Look at that. He's already out
Yeah, they can
135.
Really milk it right here, yeah.
And I think that's
Wow,
exactly what they're
wow.
doing, though. I think Bobo is getting a little greedy. That's fine, all things considered. They have Shalone and Crystallized Shields if they really want to. I'm just more surprised, honestly, that he isn't stealing.
Oh,
the bond
Arlecchino
right now.
plunge!
And just barely in time. But look at that. I think that's like a 165,
So
130.
much bond.
Bond Shalone. Full ult,
Wow.
full setup in
Full
UWU's favor.
bond.
as they walk in 5-5.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Now keep in mind, they could both teams can still die into a very lethal boss as
Yeah,
well.
Capelia coming up next, but here's the thing, this is so lethal that I don't know if having 30% HP is going to be enough for most of these players.
Yeah, oh my gosh, no, you're right. Well, because Chlorine can recover herself, right? Nuvolite can recover himself. It's Mavwika that needs to play it, but Popsicle is a capable player. I have faith, that, in a boss that's been played so many times in casual, right?
It has to, yeah, it has to be. It's TST is pretty much dependent on this point at Popsicle being able to play Mavwika. Because I think if he's able to execute Mav combos well, execute the dodging, his spacing, his positioning, his ults, if he knows the ins and outs of this character, he is going to stay in the fight and they could go into overtime. I would not be surprised if that happens.
100%.
But yeah, all of TST right now, a little frazzled after that last incident. And seeing the situation they're up against, it could be really, really rough for them.
It's time for them to come back.
This has been the best match,
Locked in.
I think, hands down.
Oh, it sure is.
I think
I think this is the new best match. It's just...
I think this is the best match ever.
Absolutely, I agree.
I just really hope for TST that they're able to execute in the most perfect way imaginable.
If TST does come up on top, right? They have a Drake to overtime, and I'm pretty sure that can potentially beat out the Monopyro.
Oh, it will 100% go in their favor.
Yeah.
But they need to win either Copelia or a Simon.
Yes, yeah.
And we're gonna find out
Which
right
is
now
possible, which is still possible.
There you go, timer start, and off the bat, we can see a player on the side managing to get some
Lauren
stacks
recover,
in.
Nuvolite recovers
as well. They're able to get some ultimates in, or get some skill hits in, and there we go. Popsicle manages to land a very nice hit, and that should get them into a very nice phase. Keep this in mind, though. This does not match with an Arlie with Bond and Monopyro, so they're gonna have to figure out how to play all in as much as they can. I think Popsicle's sitting on the outside and still playing it safe. He has an ultimate ready, but it's not using it just yet. If anything, they might be saving it for last. Who knows? I think, honestly, they could be competing for Asimon at this point. Kyo, again, just also kind of poking out. They're playing safe. I think the main idea, they just want to give themselves a time. At least to have something to contest with.
That's gonna be hard to beat a full Bond Arlie with Joe Man's Lenny. I nearly said Popsicle's Lenny.
But yes, here's the thing. They have full ults ready for their next rotation, right? If they want it, Asimon's going to be a toss-up. The real question is whether or not UWU manages to secure this. And it's coming down to the wire right now for both teams, because this pretty much decides who's going to go in with an advantage, right?
Yeah, wow. Keep in mind, this is another Bond reset opportunity, Arla boss right here. That
absolutely, yeah. With a 40-second clear on a Monopyro team, they have very, very reasonable amount of time if they want to go for a full reset.
Is a very capable Arlecchino player as well.
Yeah, look at that. I think his bar's full, actually. So it's he has all the time in the world to decide how he wants to play this. And I think he is going to play this to the best of his ability. And there we go.
Let's see. Let's see this in action.
Team comes in right there, and
oh my gosh,
is phenomenal.
Wow.
Because Bobo is not giving this boss up for free. And Umbrella Warfare wants to take this home badly, but they still have to stay in the fight. I think, they're trying to farm a little more bond for Bobo. They do find it, and they find that 28-second kill.
It's a match point.
So is a match point for UWU right here. And Arlecchino still has a decent amount of bond for Simon.
Wow. The energy that both teams they have full ults now, both teams, and it's going to be a head-to-head on Simon, but it's a head-to-head with an Arlecchino advantage.
And this is an R1 Arlecchino too, so they could still go snipe a bit more bond from it as well.
I wouldn't be entirely surprised if they have setup time. It's just there's enough factors right now that could put UWU up one step ahead to win the game. But yeah, what TST is coming to.
Simon to finish it all off. Holy crap. Right, okay. Okay. Like, look.
Oh yeah,
We still
right.
have a match
Asmon's-
tomorrow.
Asmon still has RNG to factor in. There could be RNG that sways it in either way.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, it could really like screw over like the UWU team specifically as well.
I
and
love
it would come down to-
RNG.
But here we go. That's the
Holy
start.
crap.
The start of the last boss for
Here we
the Sanest
go.
Travelers.
Here we go.
Yeah,
TST
nobody was
typically
close.
has bad luck in assignments, so let's
I
hope
don't
that
think
not
that's bad luck
happens.
though. The laser field opens up, and that's a
They
perfect
got a good
attack for
RNG,
TST,
yeah.
and they are going to all in and commit to this as hard as they can because their reputation is on the line right here as they're fighting off Asimon for the last boss of this half in a 23-second time.
Beautiful
Is very
23.
competitive.
Wow. It comes down to SM and RNG. I think it really does.
They but I mean they passed that RNG barrier, and then that's it, right? I mean for it's gonna be such a close call. I think I think it's gonna end in a VAR. Honestly, hot take. I think this is gonna end in a VAR.
Do you think? I really hope SM and RNG doesn't like come up right here. Now it's gonna be so cringe. Like I can feel for UWU if like that actually does decide the match outcome just because of an RNG like a factor that they cannot control.
Yeah, but no, there's the timer off, and as we go, it's just gonna be such a tight
my
decision. But there we go. Look at that Bobo full
Everything
on
has
to be
perfect for them.
Arley, and whether or not they're
And they
gonna be
also
able to
get good
cut this
RNG!
down, this
Oh
is
my
Are they able to
pretty
get it?
much as optimal as it can be for UWU. With 5 seconds, 4 seconds left on the
Wait,
clock,
3,
they are able
2,
to take
1.
it. It's a VAR!
It's a VAR! It's time for our favorite friend VAR to
You can't
decide the
script
match.
this. You can't script this.
We cannot make this. We cannot make this up. We cannot make this up. Dude. Wait, it was a VAR by .1. It was a VAR by .1.
Oh, a VAR by a 10 millisecond VAR.
Wow. 10 23.
0.01
Wow.
VAR.
No, not 10 milliseconds. It's a .01 VAR.
Put that into the history books.
You can't.
Oh my god. That the first time. That's the first time ever in the history of Genshin Impact that
have
we've ever
never-
had a .01 VAR. Oh.
I've never ended a match on a 0.01 VAR on stream. Like this is a tie.
Oh
We've had
my
ties
gosh.
before, but I think this is
my
a
days.
crazier ending.
Oh my gosh.
And I think we're gonna have to take a little bit of time to just sit and chat at this point because honestly,
We need to
that's our-
discuss this. We need to discuss this match. Oh, holy crap. Okay. Well, we can take us from that. These are two teams that have insane teamwork, insane coordination. They know what they're doing. It's like, and then you have the draft experiences, the gameplay, the knowledge that comes with the characters. And then it comes down to the boss's RNG favoring them, the frame perfect hits. Oh my gosh. Oh, I am on the edge of my seat now with the upcoming, VAR that can decide the outcome of whether UWU can come out or if it's an overtime on Drake.
Because it's like if TST just has another bit of life in them and they're able to just win that Drake, it'd be insane. But I don't know, it's just because timer started like so well for both teams. Oh man.
And you can see
I
in the
just used my
scoreboard that
voice in my performance. I cannot
comeback
scream
after
anymore.
comeback.
Wait. Oh. The time's been settled for TST side. It's a question of whether or not the Sanest Travelers are gonna get this.
Oh my gosh. This has been the biggest week. So, wow. Holy crap.
Just
Oh
imagine.
My days. Oh my days.
Such
We
an
are
insane
giving them a
situation to be put in.
of course, up to both like teams' consent, but we are giving them a full-fledged interview after this. We need to give them the best
we
Yeah.
gotta
5-star interview.
we're bring them on stage. Like this, they gave us a hell of a show, and I think it's so worth it.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow. And shout out to Lynn for being so like to both refs actually for being so accurate.
Yeah, shout out to both
like, with the
Lynn and
times.
Day for
Like,
holding
and
themselves
Day.
accountable for this, because man, this is
Oh, and we're getting to overtime? And Uber wins! And that's game!
Umbrella Warfare
Jeez,
University is
jeez.
moving to the finals.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh! We officially have a Kirkcore player in the finals!
Just absolutely tremendous
This is
work
the
from
s-
everyone.
This is... And again, German makes it to the finals! I don't know if this is the third time, but this is definitely at least the second time my guy has made it to the finals! Kaizen and Alst has made it to the finals! Holy crap!
That is
Wow.
GG's.
Wow!
What a
Wow!
match. Well done to
What
both
a
teams, really.
match!
just
You cannot
literally
script this!
can't-
You cannot script this!
Oh, let's
Oh my
pull up the
gosh.
scoreboard. Pull up the scoreboard wafer.
We need to look at the scoreboard. We need to look at every time. Every boss has been a phenomenal performance for both these teams. Holy
Like seriously,
crap.
it's just it is, right?
Holy crap.
I'm just staring at this and I'm like, dude, it was back and forth, and I mean
This
it.
was-
Like,
this is
look at the
peak
look at the
ranked.
board, man.
This is peak ranked right
This
here.
is peak.
Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, Carlos, we need to step up our game for tomorrow's match.
Oh yeah, for
Well,
sure. Wow,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm prepared for
Lenny,
that.
let's step up our game.
I don't know. We
we'll
gotta
see.
compete with this. I mean,
Holy crap. Oh, yeah, very, very, very well played to both teams. Wow, congratulations to Umbrella Warfare Uni. Congratulations to the Sanest Travelers. And thank you so much for giving us the privilege to witness one of the most fun matches I've ever witnessed in our, we've all ever witnessed in our lives.
it's so crazy to me too, because I know for a fact that Popsicle has done the sacrifice 5 to win 6, but like, man,
Wow.
just for that to be an ending, I can't imagine how anyone would feel at this point. It's just
Wow.
it's so
Should
amazing.
we interview them? Like now, the two teams. Oh, should we just give them a breather? Because I'm gonna be real, I'm probably gonna faint on the floor. Like, oh
Hey, maybe
my
you should get your heart
days.
checked out, because after all, guys, American Heart
No,
Association.
you
because
just
nothing
gave me
like
the-
rank. Nothing like rank
I
can
am-
get your heart beating like this, huh?
Oh my god. I am getting the same adrenaline shot I am getting after my performance, guys. What the heck?
So
Come on.
good. You can't.
Come on.
It's so good. I've never seen it like this, man. Thank you, Joe Man, for your $50 donation to Genshin Ranked. And he voted for himself.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
man. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
should we move to the, should we give them the spot? Should we give them the mic over? Because we have some phenomenal,
We have
oh my days.
to. We have to. I think let's go ahead and let's bring them in. I think that's just the best thing we can do.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to do. Oh.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey,
everybody on
guys.
UWU.
Like,
Hello.
congratulations! Okay, how
Thank
do you all
you.
feel?
I mean,
Well,
I
we
think
feel
we're all
amazing.
pretty nervous, but
Yeah,
I think we
honestly
feel
that
pretty good right
adrenaline was hitting me hard that match.
now. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
really hard.
Right? Yeah. Dude. Oh my
Yeah,
days.
that was
Okay.
certainly nerve wracking. And coming down to a VAR, I mean, what better ending could we have ever asked for? You know?
No, this is like actually some climactic like anime like ending. Like, what was that? Like,
Yeah.
what was that?
I tell you what, like we spent quite a lot of time figuring out draft and everything, and like TST just flipped that on our heads. We put so much planning into it, and that was crazy. That team they pulled out there, the Malweek and Nouvelle Yalan, and like even something in Chlorand, it's still like way faster than I expected it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
That like these guys, like that was really impressive. But I mean, all I gotta say is, don't let me touch Lenny. Don't let me on the Lenny. Dude, I was nervous there. I was worried I might mess up there on Lenny. Just because that's one of the harder teams to play on Lenny. You know, you don't have a healer. But I don't think I got hit a single time there, so I felt pretty good there.
Yeah.
I'm happy with their performance. That was great. TST played amazingly. That was
Yeah, props to TST.
awesome.
Honestly, you're
Yeah,
not
that was
2 times
such a
champion
good
for nothing.
game.
Honestly,
Exactly.
There's a
Good
reason
game.
we're
Oh my god,
practicing so much.
Bobo, well played on Arlecchino. Your bond management was insane. Like,
You say that, but I felt like I was doing so badly. I was like, uh-oh, I have to play a character that requires thought now. I can't just be pressing like EQ on Farina.
Yeah,
I'm
our
so
certified
used to just mindlessly playing support.
our certified
And-
support
oh my- and
bot
Kai's-
fucked up.
Truly, you had your moment, Bobo. And Kaiser, we need to talk about your Kinech in the first draft. What was that frame perfect cannon shot in Animo Cube? What? Holy shit.
Yeah,
I'm just a goat, bro. With Kinich, what can I say?
Kaizen is the Kinich go.
Yeah.
Kaizen has been practicing his Kinich. Pretty good.
Yeah. And Joe, man, I don't know if it's just you running the draft, but holy shit, that must have required so much adaptability, so much thinking processes,
Yeah,
and
I
like just
think-
doing linear gameplay. Like,
Yeah, I think the Chaska pick first half was what really helped us there. I felt like they were gonna go for some weird Chaska team, like Chaska Malvika, like so. I just had to snipe that Chaska. Letting them draft Farina third definitely hurt, but I think in the end it was the right decision, and like we got out with a pretty decent team with healers, so I was happy. I think I drafted pretty well that game.
Yeah, our goal as Team 1 was at least
Yeah.
to split it 3-3, and we achieved that. So
Yeah.
we were happy about
like,
that. honestly.
nice.
We found that it seemed like the Team 1 draft is a lot harder to get through. So our one goal was at least go 3-3. Like just tie it up first half and then play our hearts out second half. And we ended up doing that. I'm really happy about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, but congratulations for moving on to the finals bracket. Yeah, I guess you're either facing TGT or BLG next. Holy shit.
It's a bit
Oh, wait,
nerve-wracking. Both really strong teams, so still a bit nervous about that. But I'm happy that we won.
We'll be ready though. We'll be ready.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Oh, damn right. Anyway, like, passing the mic over to TST though. Popsicle, how do you feel about that? Like,
I
that
am
was-
here. Yeah, definitely an unfortunate loss, but you know I'm glad the final moment happened on assignment. Really couldn't have asked.
Oh my god, yeah, wow. It's like I was like 23 is such a tight like time to beat, and like it was a very like close bar.
Yeah.
It's like
Like
literally
we
the
fully
closest
expected
bar.
to lose that. Like we thought Arlecchino was way better than that, but yeah, it ended up.
Well, it's not your Arakino popsicle.
Oh, and your run on Norwa, we need to talk about that because holy crap, the
Yeah,
combat
we messed
on
up to
that.
one cycle.
Yeah, we
That was pretty crucial.
messed up pretty badly. We practiced Narwhal a lot, but we had never practiced with that team in particular, and we got cringed by some weird RNG we weren't ready for, and so we edged it really hard. I think if Kanish had gotten one more shot off there,
Yeah,
we probably would have cycled it faster.
I really
But you
feel
guys-
like in
you
the
guys-
first draft
Yeah,
was
you guys didn't cycle it, and you guys still won.
would
That's
change
super impressive.
everything. Like how well Kaizen played Kinich. Like I really feel like after seeing today's match, like no one else has played him to his full potential.
No,
compared to how
Kaizen
played.
Kaizen is the only person who can make Kinich viable, and not only viable, one of the best DPSs. I'm not lying.
Yeah,
This man
like
is-
we expected to go up 5-1 after the first draft,
Yeah,
and completely didn't
damn.
happen.
No.
Although,
Damn.
yeah, Yeah, like 36 on the Animal Cube is just something that's never heard of.
Yeah, we practiced our picks quite a lot, so we had the rotation down for that. We had how to
Yeah.
manipulate the RNG and everything. So
Yeah. Well, German, is this like your second time making it to the finals?
it is my second time making it to the finals.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
really hope that it doesn't end like it did last season for us. But I'm hopeful. We'll have to see. But I think we'll spend some more time practicing. I'm excited to see the third place match as well, whether it's TST and BLG or TST and TGT. I think either match is going to be really exciting, so I'm excited to watch
well,
that. Maybe cast it. We'll see.
BOG cannot lose anymore. We cannot face TST again. Oh my god.
No, you guys got this. You guys got this.
Okay. Yeah, alright, Lemmy. I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, good luck
Yeah,
then.
thank you guys so much for
Yeah.
casting. Thanks to the refs for reffing and all the production for
Yeah.
putting this on. Thank you, Wafer, Lynn,
Thank you, Wafer.
Rion, everybody. Like, yeah, everybody did a really
Yeah,
good
and
day.
no,
Yeah.
yeah,
Excellent job,
no,
yeah.
seriously, this was like one of the best. Like, this was, I think, the best like game ever. Like in the history
Oh,
of
I had a
finals.
blast. It was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
really fun. Really fun to play. I'm sure it was fun to watch. But yeah, I think we'll have to see everybody next time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I do have
Well,
some homework
dude-
to get to though to do tonight. So I
Oh,
might have
fair.
to
No,
get
do that. Do
soon.
that. Enjoy your rest. Like, rest up, and like,
Yeah.
like we'll see you.
See everybody
next
tomorrow
time.
for the other semifinals match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bye,
Alright.
everybody.
All right. See you, everyone.
We're rating
Thank
one.
you all for coming.